It's time to stumble into the grid of gold-themed colors. Fall Guys, Tron, Kiora, and Rinsler. I'll be honest, I did not see the Tron remake, reboot, whatever it was called. Nope, I had no interest. I did see the other one. I did see the original way back in the day. So we have a Robo Shark, a Robo Jaws, which is like the normal shark, but it looks to have different eyes, and it seems to be like greenish. That's neat. I do like me some faceplate colors, but still best in the season. Only gauntlets all the time. Let's do some squad shows. Oh yeah, and then there's custom shows. Let's just do a squad show. But yeah, this stream is late. We're starting very late tonight. And that's for a few reasons. The big one is I saw a movie today, like in the theaters. I went to the theaters to see a movie cuz theaters opened up today. And I was like, "Oh, well, theaters are opening up. You know what?" I looked at the show times and I was like, "Oh, you know what? The show's only got like a few like the show was added this morning." Right? Like they already had their entire show schedule planned out. And then at the last minute they added like one more movie. And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, sure. I'll go to the theater. I'll go watch another movie, or I'll go watch a movie. It's been a while." So yeah, that's what I did this morning. That's what I just did. The movie didn't start until like 8 something. And we didn't get out until 10 something. So yeah, it was a while. Ooh. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I went and saw a movie. I did not go see a new movie. Like I looked at like Cruella, which came out today, and there A Quiet Place 2, which I don't yes, A Quiet Place is good, but I have no interest in seeing the second one. Nope, I'm good. They're just not my style of movies, right? They're good, but they're just not for me. So I had no interest in that. And Cruella was, again, first day theaters are open, so of course Cruella was all sold out. So it was like, nah, I'm not, okay, so I'm not worrying about that. They had like one or two other things. They didn't have Ryan Last Dragon. I would have gone and seen that. If they had that, they didn't though. But they did, which I knew they were starting to show it tomorrow. But they decided to also show it today, Godzilla and Kong. I know I've already seen it. I think the first episode of In Chat is my review for Godzilla and Kong. Maybe it's the second episode. I don't remember. Love that movie. Love Godzilla and Kong. And I saw it a few times on HBO Max. And I was like, you know what? I'll go see it in theaters. I really want to see it in IMAX. But even though this theater has an IMAX, they aren't showing. There's nothing showing in the IMAX at the moment. So, nope, that was out of the picture. But I saw the default. And I was like, you know what? Oh, there we go. Oh God, we could talk about that. My broken chair. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I want to go see Godzilla and Kong again. It sounds good. It's been a long time since I've been to the movie theaters. Fuck it, let's go. So I went and watched, and yeah, it kept me out all night long until 10, past 10. And I didn't get dinner beforehand because I was doing other things. And so afterwards I went and got dinner, and I didn't get back until like 11. And then I was like, oh, well, fuck. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna start at 11:30. All right, I'll wait a little bit. We'll start at 11:30, and it's 11:30 when we started. 6-ish minutes ago. So yeah, that's why I'm normally we start, when I say we start late, we start at like 10 local time. All right, but nope, today We're starting at 11. So yeah, or 11:30. I mean, it's almost past midnight. But again, as much like Animal Crossing, which I did actually do earlier today. For a second, I thought I had forgotten about Animal Crossing because I still haven't broken the streak yet. I've still played Animal Crossing every day. It's hard to start a habit and it's hard to break a habit. But yeah, no, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go see a movie. I'm gonna have some fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I don't know if seeing it on the big screen was like that big of a game changer. There were a lot of kids in the audience. I'll be honest, it was a theater packed filled with kids. Some of them were annoying. Some of them were fine. Like some of them, oh god, I hate that Share a Hugs one. Especially we can't do the Share a Hug thing on. I mean, there is one map we can do it on. But yeah, it was packed full of kids. Some kids were fine. Some kids were annoying. There was one sitting behind me. It was behind, like diagonally behind me. That was like talking, like they'd ask their dad questions throughout the entire thing, and because yeah, even though it was bare, and right, there was like seats open all around, right? I was on an island basically, but it was nice, I guess. It was good to see movies again. It was good, you know. So I'm gonna bring up Twitter real quick because I have so many things stuffed away on Twitter, so many different news bullshits for tonight's thing, and we'll be talking about them. Where is Twitter? I've been so just going into the news this week. I should say, let's load up another game as we get into this. Going into the news this week, I saw somebody's video, and they were talking about how, like, you know, it's actually been a very light news week this week. Right? That, like, news week wise, it's actually been very light. Right? I saw somebody, I don't remember who said that. It was some, you know who it was? On my drive home, I saw Arlo put out a new video, his Nintendo News Roundup. And I put it on in the background while I was driving. And sure enough, I think he opens that video for the one that just it came out like an hour ago. As of streaming right now. And it was like, and he started off by saying it was a very light news week. It was not a very light news week. I've seen a lot of people comparing this to like the first week, right? Saying that this is like the first week of E3. That there was, God, I hate this. I hate Seesaws. Seesaws was one I was really good at, and now I've just learned to hate it. But right, it's a lot of people have been comparing this week to E3. There have been a lot of press conferences conferences. There's been 2 anniversary streams. There's been a lot of news and rumors coming out about a lot of different things, and of course we're going to talk about it, a lot of it. So yeah, it has been a very busy news week, and I guess we should start off with the first one. This is the lightest one. So from what the reports are, so there is a rumor that Valve is going to be making a portable, like Switch style portable PC thing, right? Valve is basically, you know how like Valve did the Valve box and the Steam controller or whatever. Well, there's a rumor that Valve is going to be making their own control, or their own like Switch style system. Okay. Now, the evidence I've seen that support this, a lot of it is just like, hey, this insider, this unnamed insider or whatever said it, right? Like, we have an anonymous source. Which, yes, sometimes, depending on who says it, anonymous sources have been fairly reliable. Not all of them, but some of them have been. It really depends. It truly does. But that's where a lot, like, it started. That was at first what I heard. When it comes to actual evidence, I guess in a recent Steam update, there is like code in Steam that hints at like it started with an N, the Valve Neptune or something like it's something like that. That is believed to be this portable Valve console thing. That's interesting. That's more solid evidence. Of course, Valve probably works on a lot of projects. They probably have a lot of things in the work. This Valve Switch hybrid might just be one of those things, like kind of like Google. Google has a lot of projects in the works. We only see maybe a tenth of them, and of that tenth, a tenth of those, or 9/10 of those get canceled, right? Stadia's managed to stay around for now, but who knows how long that's gonna be. But yeah, so the idea of like a Valve portable console, you know what, I can see them trying it. I remember I bought a Valve, I own the Steam controller. I think I got it for $5. I saw it and I was like, you know what? Well, yeah, I know people don't love these things, but you know what? I'll try it. I didn't really have I was using a broken Xbox controller at the time. I think I talked about this in my Shovel Knight Let's Plays way back in like 2015-ish. I talk about my me playing Shovel Knight on a broken Xbox One controller, because someone had a Xbox controller where like I think it was one of the sticks was broken, but I didn't need sticks to play Shovel Knight, right? Shovel Knight I could just use a D-pad and it worked fine. So I just used a broken Xbox controller. So I had the Steam controller. Nowadays I do have a working Xbox One controller, right? And I own an Xbox One, but that's neither here nor there. So it's less of an issue to me, but yeah. Valve has not had a great history, and I know the Valve machine didn't do all that well. There was like a Valve like thing for like cloud streaming your games that, again, seemed like a neat idea. Like you could like use it to like basically like to send your games, like cast them to like your TV or whatever, which not a bad idea. I think it was called like the Valve Link or whatever. Not a bad idea, but yeah, and I don't think they make any of those anymore. But yeah, the idea of a Valve's like style portable Switch style system, yeah, sounds good. I'm curious to see what they'll do with it. How successful will it be? Who knows? Will I buy one? Nah, I already have a Switch that doesn't work. And while I do like me some PC gaming, you know what? I like PC gaming on PC. And I don't have a good PC. I have a PC, just not a good one. So yeah. But yeah, I could totally see this Valve thing. Yeah, I could totally see it happening. When? Is it very far off? Is it very close? We don't know. And we probably won't know for a while, but I could totally see it happening. There was something else with like an interview with like Gabe Newell or something that also he was like talking about like interest in like expanding like the way people like acquire games, or that's also like leading credence to this thing being real, which it probably is. Like I think no matter what, this thing is at least in the works theoretically, because I know like there are things like the Nvidia Shield that are messing around with this, but how much of this will actually happen, nobody knows. I guess we should get to our next story. While I got some space. Oh, okay. I do have them marked down. So while we're waiting for that to load, we got release dates for Pokemon. Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming out January 28th. Okay, and we got the official box art, which nice looking box art, I think. I think a lot of people were like, hey, why isn't Arceus in the box art? We'll talk about that in a second. I want to get the other release date real quick before that loads in. I know I had it in here somewheres. We got Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl release dates, November 19th. And that's the box art. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so we got the release dates for the new Pokemon, for the Pokemons. November 19th is a very standard Pokemon release date. Like, if you were to be like, hey, a new Pokemon's releasing, yeah, I would bet November. The bigger one that surprises me is Legends Arceus, a January release date. That's strange. I was pegging it for a March-ish release date. Kind of like a Breath of the Wild, right? A big March release date. Because that would make sense, right? I think that'd be a great time. Yeah, no, right, we're done with the holiday season. The holiday season's been over for a while now. I think it would just, a March release date would make sense. But no, we're getting it in January. Of course, I have seen speculation now that because people are expecting, people were expecting right, like late next year. Even though I think they said early. Like, a lot of people were expecting this to be like next year's Pokemon game, like the next year game to release in November. But I think we gotta, the thing is, Legends Arceus is not a traditional Pokemon game, right? And I think that's the important detail. Like, look at the Diamond and Pearl box arts. That looks like what you would expect from Diamond and Pearl, right? Like, when I tell you Pokemon box art, that's what you would expect. Meanwhile, here we go, Legends Arceus. That looks completely different. That's a totally different box art. That looks more like, I don't know, a Pokemon Rangers game. What's the other one? A Pokemon, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. The box art doesn't look like anything else. Because this new Pokemon, this Legends Arceus, is not a mainline Pokemon game. A lot of people are assuming it is, because it kind of feels like this big next step in Pokemon, right? It's looking like it might be our first open world Pokemon game, like truly open world. Not like the wild area in Sword and Shield, or admittedly the two areas, especially the Crown Tundra. The Crown Tundra was really open world. The fact that you could do the objectives in any order you want, that was pretty open world. But it looks like this is going to be our main... A lot of people are treating this as if this is our mainline big Pokemon game. And you know what? I don't think it's not. It just isn't. The Diamond and Pearl remakes are our mainline Pokemon game. No, Legends Arceus is more of a spin-off. Of course, no matter... Pokemon fans are gluttons who will not be satisfied with all the riches of heaven. Of course they're not happy with this. Right? The tweet I just showed revealing it, right, that revealed the box art and the release dates. The first comment underneath, and I'll pull it up in a second, but it's them talking about how, because the release dates are so close together, this game is probably rushed, right, that the Pokemon Company is rushing this game out. I do want to remind people, the Diamond and Pearl remakes are not being done by the Pokemon Company. They're being done by a different studio with oversight from the Pokemon Company. They are not done by the Pokemon Company. The Pokemon Company is presumably putting all their resources into this game, and probably whatever comes after it. Like, gosh dang it, the other bean screwed me over there. Our hypothetical Generation 9. Right? If we look back, right? So I have no brain gamer, I have no idea who this is, but it's the fact that Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus released so close to each other means that the games are most likely rushed. Nothing new from Game Freak and their policy of mediocrity. It's almost like they're being developed by two completely different studios with completely different teams. Exactly. That's the thing. They're different studios led by different teams doing different things. Pokemon fans are gluttons who will not be satisfied with all the riches of heaven, but that's the truth. And yeah, Legends Arceus is not the open world game. It's probably going to be an open world Pokemon game. But when people think in their minds, like, hey, what's the Pokemon, open world Pokemon you want? They more or less think World of Warcraft, but with Pokemon. And admittedly, that sounds very good. Like, the idea of World of Warcraft, but with Pokemon, in my head, or I guess, like, Final Fantasy XIV with Pokemon or whatever, sounds really good, right? That sounds really good, but that's not what these games are. That is just not what Legends Arceus is. It's experimental, and yes, it takes place in Sinnoh, because you have the Diamond, as I've said 100 times before, you have the rather faithful Diamond and Pearl remake, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and then you have the more experimental remake in Legends Arceus. Now, that should satisfy everyone. The idea of that, hey, for people who wanted that faithful remake, boom, you got that. For people who wanted something different and experimental, boom, you got that. Everyone should be satisfied with this. But Pokemon fans just cannot be satisfied. They plunder the earth and leave nothing but malice in their wake. Of course they aren't satisfied with this. I am. While I'm way more interested in Legends Arceus, I'm still probably going to pick up Brilliant Diamond and or Shining Pearl. Right? Because I am definitely more interested in one of those things. That's just how it is. Legends Arceus, like an open world, and this is not the only open world game we're talking about tonight either. At least it's presumably open world. Because a lot of people are also surprised, like, hey, why are we finding out about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl now? Shouldn't they have saved these release dates for E3? And I've seen some misinformation. So I've seen people say that, hey, the Pokemon Company usually does have a presence during Nintendo's E3 showcase. That is a lie. The Pokemon Company does not have a presence during Nintendo's E3 presentation. They do, however, have a presence during the Nintendo Treehouse. We were not going to find out about either of these games during the big E3 presentation. However, I still expect Nintendo to do the Treehouse, and to that end, I expect to hear about I expect to hear about both, if not right. I expect to hear about both of these games during the Treehouse, not during the big Nintendo presentation. We're not going to get like the big Nintendo E3 Direct that presumably is all about like Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever. No, they're not even going to get mentioned. However, afterwards in the Treehouse, when Nintendo like starts demoing, like, oh hey, here we're going to show off some Breath of the Wild. Oh, we're going to show off some Mario Kart 9. We're going to show off Mario Golf, which comes out in like a week. We're going to show off Skyward Sword, which comes out in a month. At some point, they're going to show off both of these games, probably. I'd be more interested to see what they show off of Legends Arceus. But yeah, my guess is we're going to get those during the Treehouse, but not during the actual presentation. I don't know. Nintendo hasn't announced we know they're doing an E3 presentation, but they have not announced that they're doing a Treehouse, but I'm just assuming they are. It just makes sense. But yeah, so those are the release dates, those are the information. Again, I get why people are cautious, but Pokemon fans are gluttons who would not be satisfied with all the riches of heaven, and some of them are just assholes. So of course, right, there's been a lot of like Joe Maverick, who runs the website Cerebi. I'm pretty sure he was like talking about like how he was getting death threats within like 30 minutes of just reporting this news. Or maybe not death threats, but he was definitely getting harassed. Just for, not even for like saying like it's a good thing or a bad thing, just for telling people it's happening. Because Pokemon fans have become, Pokemon fans, damn Pokemon fans, they ruined Pokemon. Like, real talk, that's true. That is totally true. Pokemon fans ruined Pokemon. And to be fair, they always have. Like, that's not a new statement. I don't remember, but I have heard the stories of when Gen 3 came out, and a bunch of people who like Gens 1 and 2 got really pissed off that Gen 3 was just slightly different. Even though, again, Gen 3 is now heralded as one of the greatest. And, because Gen 3 also did the thing that Gen 8 did, right? Gen 8 only had, 400, 500 Pokemon with all the DLC? Yeah, Gen 8, or Gen 3 only had, however many Pokemon were in the game at the time. It was missing, I don't want to say 100, but it was something. Gen 3 was missing a fair bit of Pokemon that wouldn't get added back in until Fire Red and Leaf Green a few years later. Yeah, that's a true fact. Look that up. I mean, some of my details are probably off, but yeah, there were a lot of Pokemon that weren't in Gen 3. And so yeah, of course people hated for that. I remember when Gen 4 came out, people hated it because of how slow it was. And then Gen 5 came out and people just shit on Gen 5, even though Gen 5 is a love letter to Gen 1. Not like a bad love letter. Like Gen 8 is a love letter to Gen 1, and Gen 7 is as well. But they don't always do the best job at it. Gen 5 is like a genuine, like, good love letter, and Gen 5 is basically a remake of Gen 1. Or, I guess reimagining is probably the better word. But yeah, Gen 5, a lot of people realize that nowadays. And people herald currently Gen 5 is heralded as the best Pokemon game. That wasn't always the case. There were a lot, and there still are a lot of people who fucking hate Gen 5. Because people will never let the game go that it had an ice cream cone in a trash bag. Even though Gen 1 had cat, bat, ball, magnet, bird, slightly bigger bird, bird that looks kind of different, fire dog, bigger fire dog, turtle, lizard, dragon, dragon that's not actually a dragon, sea dragon that's not also a dragon, singular psychic type, singular ghost type. Right, Gen 1 has its. Gen 5 is great. I don't know. I haven't been. I started my replay of it, and I haven't. I've been busy. I've been too busy with Tasmania to get back to it. But I've been enjoying the remake so far. I have. But yeah, I guess that's all we're gonna say about Pokemon for now. Let's talk. So there was an interview. Look up the Nintendo Life article about this. If I remember, I will link it in the description. If I remember, but it's Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros., Kid Icarus Uprising, Meteos. Yeah, there's one you probably don't remember. Maybe you do. I tried to get a copy of Meteos. I really did. And I thought I finally found a copy. And nope, it was mislabeled. It was actually the Disney Meteos. I still took it, because it was only like $1 or $2. But yeah. I tried. I tried to get a copy of Meteos. But yeah, Sakurai has... He gave an interview, and just read the Nintendo Life article, because there's a lot of things that could be either misconstrued, because this is all translated. And, you know, translation, there's a lot of different ways to translate one word. And as part of this translation, it's the question, Sakurai basically is like, he's talking about considering early retirement. Even though Sakurai is like 50. Because wasn't he at HAL Laboratories like way back in the day? Isn't he one of the people who created Kirby back on the NES in like the late 80s? Sakurai's been around for a while. And I know retirement age is what, like 65 or something like that? Whatever. But no, Sakurai was talking about like, oh, how but it's like, is he considering early retirement? Another translation is him saying that early retirement sounds nice. Right? That, hey, early retirement sounds nice. And, right, I don't know. You know what? If he retires, he's earned it. Right? Sakurai is an amazing developer. One of the best in the business. If he decides to do an early retirement, he's earned it. My hope has always been once Smash Bros. Finishes, Sakurai's just gonna do his own thing, right? That Nintendo's just gonna write him a blank check, and he's just going to do whatever he wants, right? Like Nintendo is like, hey, we'll give you as much money and as much team, right? You can have whatever team you want. Just make whatever game you want. Kind of like what Hideo Kojima got from PlayStation after he got kicked out of Konami. Right? Just write a blank check. And that's my hope. That's my hope for that Nintendo gives that same treatment to Sakurai. Because Kid Icarus is amazing. Meteos is a great puzzle game that everyone's forgotten about. It was on the DS. All the Smash Bros. Games are phenomenal. Right? He did some of the early Kirby games. Or he worked on them anyways. Right? Sakurai knows what he's doing. He knows how to make good games. just gotta let him. And yeah, I hope Nintendo writes him a blank check that just lets him do whatever he wants. But if he retires, I mean, again, it's all about translation. Nothing may happen here. Something may happen, right? Anything is literally possible. But you know what? Whatever it is, it's gonna be fine. Whatever it is, it's gonna be fine. And yeah, I guess, I don't know, it's just an interesting story, and yeah, I guess we just want to talk about it real quick. Next up, it was Dragon Quest's 35th anniversary. I mean, yeah. And of course, we did get a Dragon Quest conference. I don't really have much to talk about, or I have a few things I want to real quick mention. There's a Dragon Quest 3 remake, and it's got one of those, like, Octopath Traveler-esque art styles that's, like, it's, like, really nice graphics, but also, like, the 2D pixel art stuff. It looks really good. This Dragon Quest 3... I've only ever played Dragon Quest 9, and I played, like, the first 30 hours of Dragon Quest 8. Because much like how I'm doing Tasmania right now, in June of last year, I tried to do, Dragon Quest June, where I played it every day for a day, got 30 hours in, and haven't touched it since. Really liked that game. Really did. But yeah, it's a lot. I don't know, that's all of these things. But yeah, we got a Dragon Quest, and the Dragon Quest 3 remake looks beautiful. That was probably the big thing from this. Right? That was the thing that there were a bunch of other things that were shown off in the showcase. I admittedly don't remember all of them. I wrote down a few, but I can't actually check them right now because my phone where I have it all written down. The only thing I might have written down other than this Dragon Quest 3 thing is the remake of is the new Dragon Quest. I know there was something to do with Dragon Quest 10, is it? I think there's Dragon Quest, you know how like Final Fantasy's 14 is an RPG, or you know how like Final Fantasy 14 is like an online MMORPG? Well, I guess that's Dragon Quest 10 as well. Dragon Quest 10 is an MMORPG. Oh god, we're getting our ass kicked, and it's nobody else is playing defense with me. Fuck. The key to win this game is to play defense. Literally get winning points and then just play defense for the rest of the game. That's how you win. Like, I'm not joking. That's how you win. You just play defense. But if you only have one person playing defense, like I am, then you're kind of fucked. Okay, we did it anyways. Where the heck is my phone? So yeah, Dragon Quest 10 is getting an update. I know they're adding new stuff to that. Oh yeah, that's all. Okay, so I did have, only had like 2 things. Dragon Quest 10 is getting an, some sort of update, and I guess it's also getting an offline mode. Again, I don't care for, and like, I never got into Warcraft. I did not get into Final Fantasy 14. But hey, offline modes are cool, and there are some good. And again, Dragon Quest 9 is an amazing game. Really, probably does need a remake, because I think it's the only Dragon Quest. Like, if you want to play Dragon Quest 9, you need a Nintendo DS, or I guess a 3DS. Yeah. But yeah, and the other thing is, so, right, I was playing Dragon Quest 11. I never beat it. Which I wanted to, and I spent over a month every day slowly chipping away at it. Never beat it. But I tried. And as part of that, well, so right, I beat Dragon Quest 9. Really good. I beat Dragon Quest 9. I played 11. And I was always waiting for them to be like, hey, here's Dragon Quest. So now, okay, I don't know where I'm going with this. What I'm trying to say is that they announced Dragon Quest 12. We're getting Dragon Quest 12, It's called The Flames of Fate. People are speculating it has something to do with Dragon Quest XI, because the logo for Dragon Quest, how the logo was revealed, is that a giant 11 popped up, and then the second, right, the 12 tally mark showed up, and being like, yeah, this is Dragon Quest 12. So now, of course, people are like, because I guess something happens in Dragon Quest XI, and people are like, hey, it would make sense if Dragon Quest 12 came out after the events of said thing happening in Dragon Quest XI. That I know nothing about, because again, I've never played Dragon Quest. Oh fuck, I fucked this up. Oh god damn it. I fucked it for us at the last second. Yeah, I guess there's, I don't know. People haven't spoiled it for me. I just know something happens in Dragon Quest XI that makes people think that Dragon Quest XI and Dragon Quest XII are somehow connected. And the name The Flames of Fate is a very ominous one. The logo itself for this new Dragon Quest is very ominous, to say the least. So I kind of... Oh, wow, we actually won one tonight. Holy shit, we actually won one tonight. That rarely happens. But yeah, I get why people are like, hey, this might be a big deal. Whatever. I got a picture. I hate the picture. I know there actually is a way to change it where you just press the button and it instantly takes a picture. I know there's a way to do that, but I've never changed it. We're already max rank. That does give us a crown. Wow, that's nice. 67 crowns. Hey, but we did win one tonight. But yeah, so I don't know. Dragon Quest, if I ever beat Dragon Quest 11, which I can't play anymore because my Switch is broken. We'll talk about that later. Not an actual update on my Switch, but like, hey, I'm working on getting a new Switch. But yeah, so I'm totally Dragon Quest 12, great idea. I don't think we know it's coming to anything, right? We know nothing about it other than that it exists. But hey, it's happening. People are excited. Yay, good. Right? That's good. Oh, there it is. I thought I had lost this. Oh, we're gonna have to take a look at that later. You know, so yeah, that's all I have. I like Dragon Quest. 9 is an amazing game. The 3 remake looks really good, even though I don't plan on playing it. And I need to beat 11 because, yeah, 12 is cool. And yeah. And I think the good version of 12 is on everything now. Like, 11S. Because there was 11, but then, like, 11 had some flaws that 11S ironed out. And I think 11S is on PS4. It's on Xbox Game Pass, I think. So yeah, if you want to play Dragon Quest 11S, yeah, there's no better time than now. Of course, there's a bunch of Dragon Quest sales going on right now, unless you're on Nintendo, because Nintendo publishes Dragon Quest games, and Nintendo games never go on sale. Yeah. God, I always wanted to pick up... I know Dragon Quest Builders 2 is now on Game Pass, but I was always hoping to pick that game up on Switch, or at least Dragon Quest Builders 1, and nope, I never will. Ah, fuck. Yeah, whatever. Next up, so it was Dragon Quest 35th anniversary. The next day, Thursday. Thursday was such a busy day this week. I posted on Twitter at one point, like, for context. On Thursday, you had the Dragon Quest 35th anniversary stream, which was technically Thursday, at least in, like, Japan and whatnot. Maybe even, like, the East Coast. I don't remember. You had the Dragon Quest 35th anniversary stream. You had the Sonic 30th anniversary stream on Thursday, which is what we're talking about next. You had a Dying Light stream, which I actually never got around to watching. We're not talking about Dying Light 2 this week, just because I never actually got around to watching the presentation. So yeah, that's not on the schedule this week, I'll tell you that. But we did have a Horizon Forbidden West thing, which we will be talking about next. And then also on Thursday, I think Wednesday night, all the rumors about the new Nintendo Switch Pro came out, which we will be talking about after that, after we talk about Horizon. So yeah, it was a very busy Thursday, to say the least. But you know me, I'm attentive to these things. Oh, there we go. I screwed up by pressing the button too early. But yeah, so it started. So Sonic, I woke up and I watched the Sonic stream. I wasn't gonna stream it. I wasn't gonna stream it. I considered streaming the Horizon one, but I was like, nah. If it was an actual state of play, I totally would have done it. But it wasn't, so I was like, nah, I'm good. But we got the Sonic stream. I'm not gonna. It wasn't a long showcase. I think it was like 11 minutes. And we're not gonna be talking about everything. Like, we're not gonna be talking about they're making Sonic like chains. And I've already seen people use the clips from Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler about it, which was funny. But yeah, there's Sonic chains. God, I hate that people just don't get. How have you been playing this map since Christmas and you don't know how it works? Or, I mean, again, okay, you know what I mean. But yeah, so we got the Sonic, right? There's like jewelry, there was toys, there was all sorts of other shit. We're not going to be talking about that stuff. I'm more interested in the other things. So, before, to announce the stream on Monday, there was the announcement of, there was a trailer that was like, hey, it's Sonic's 30th anniversary. And you know how like Marvel put out that really pandering trailer about like Marvel welcomes you back to the movies. But I loved it because, you know, it panders to me. And yeah, the Sonic is the same thing. I personally do not consider myself a Sonic fan, even though I technically am, because I have played every Sonic game. Okay, I haven't, I think there's like 3 or 4 I haven't. Mostly, I think they're all mobile game, or not, I haven't played any of the mobile games, like Sonic Dash or whatever. Which, mobile gaming is its own fucking nightmare. But, like, I haven't played Sonic Advance 3. I haven't played the DS ports of Colors or Generations. And there's, like, 1 or 2 other things. Like, I haven't played the Game Gear remake of Sonic 1. Or the Game Gear port, I guess, is probably the more accurate word, of Sonic 1. So, yeah, but, like, I've played Sonic's 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles, CD... Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Sonic Heroes, was that what it was called? I don't think I've ever played Knuckles Chaotix. I don't think I have. I know I've seen, like, speedruns and the like, but I don't think I've actually ever played Knuckles Chaotix. What else? So from Sonic 06... you get Sonic Colors, which we'll be talking about in a minute. I've done an entire video on this. I think that's my Sonic Mania review. I go over all this shit. I played Generations. I admittedly did not play Sonic Boom, and I did not play Sonic Boom Fire or Ice either. There's another one. You know, I've seen the Game Grumps videos. I get it. Right? I get it. I always considered, like, just getting a copy to have a copy. Right, it's kind of like one of those things, like Ride to Hell Retributions or Mind Jack. Was it called Mind Jack? Where it's just like one of those things that you just kind of want to own a copy of just because of the maybe it was called Mind Crack. I don't know. It wasn't called Mind Crack. No way it was. Whatever it was, it's just kind of one of those things that you kind of want to have just for the novelty of it. But yeah, so I've not played Sonic Boom, but I've seen the Game Grumps thing, and that's basically all you need to know about it. Game Grumps does a pretty good job at it. I totally fucked that one up. No, admittedly, didn't do as the worst on my team. But yeah, and I did play Lost World. Lost World, the Wii U one. I just didn't play Sonic Boom. And I played Forces. I played Mania. Loved Mania. Mania was fantastic. Forces was okay. I'm one of the... Unleashed. Unleashed was... 50% of Unleashed is the best Sonic game. Or one of the 50% of Unleashed is the best 3D Sonic game. The other 50% of Unleashed is fucking terrible. And that's a problem. Right? That is a genuine problem with Unleashed. But, I do like but I love Colors. Generations I think is overrated. I think Generations is fine, but I think it's overrated. Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, Generations is the best 3D Sonic game. I say Colors is, personally. I like Colors more. I think Colors is just the better game. And yeah, I guess, we'll talk about it in a minute. That would have been the perfect segue to talk about Colors, but I got it again. Roger Craig. So also before the presentation, so we had that trailer that was really manipulative, really well done. We also had Roger Craig Smith announce that he was returning as the voice of Sonic. That's cool. So speaking of Colors, I'm just gonna let's talk about it. So when I did my Sonic Mania review way back when it came out, what was this, 2017? I said in my review that I like Sonic Colors. And you know how, like, whenever you say, like, you like The Force, or whenever someone says, like, oh, I like The Last Jedi, they'll inevitably get comments that are like, The Last Jedi is a terrible movie. Watch this 12-hour video explaining why, and then you'd understand. Right? Like, those people who create... Like, there's one video talking about how bad The Force Awakens is. That is, like... It's like a 7-part series. I made a joke about it years ago. And it's like a 7-part series. And the first part is, I think, 7 hours. Something fucking ridiculous like that. Right? And people with The Last Jedi, they make 12-hour videos talking about, don't get me wrong, I love some longer videos. Right? I love Joseph Anderson's stuff, which I think goes up to like 5 hours. But yeah, no, fuck that. And you're not going to change my mind. The Last Jedi is a good movie. You cannot change my mind on that. You just missed the point if you don't like it. I'm not saying you can't like it. I'm just saying you're missing the point, and I wish you could enjoy it as much as I do. But yes, that's Sonic. So someone was like, hey, you like Sonic Colors? Watch this 2-hour video about why Sonic Colors is bad. And so I was, and kind of like a few weeks ago, we talked about the Lindsay Ellis video about her getting canceled. And I was like, you know what, I'll just put it on in the background. And I thought it was good. I thought the Lindsay Ellis video was good. But I put the Sonic video on in the background. While I don't even remember what the fuck I was doing. And it was fucking terrible. The video spent like 30 minutes of its 2-hour runtime just bitching about how he didn't like the voice actors. He didn't like Roger Craig Smith as Sonic. He didn't like whoever played Eggman. He really didn't like whoever played Eggman. And he got mad at a children's game for being made for children. Like, I'm not even... Because, again, Star Wars is a movie about space wizards intended for children. Sonic is a game about a blue hedgehog who fights an evil egg guy intended for children that adults take very fucking seriously. Also, while we're talking about people taking Sonic seriously, yes, there's a whole debate about what's more popular, Sonic or Legend of Zelda, right? Which one is more popular, which one is the bigger IP, which one has more influence, and it's Sonic. It's like, don't get me wrong, I love Zelda, and I stand by Ocarina of Time being one of the most influential games of the most influential game of all time. Right? Breath of the Wild is showing more and more influence every day. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But no. And I'm not even talking about sales. Like, you know what? Oh, people were like, Sonic sold 500 million games. Yeah, they only sold 500 million because of mobile games. When you actually compare actual Sonic games, stuff that you actually have to buy, I think Zelda and Sonic are within I want to say it's 50 million of each other, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that much. But yeah, no, Sonic is undoubtedly the bigger IP. I don't remember who was, I think it was Barrett Courtney and Gary Whitta arguing that Zelda was bigger. Yeah, no, they're wrong. Sonic is by none one of the biggest IPs. I don't think Sonic is the Mickey Mouse of video games. I think that goes to Mario. But yeah, no. That was just a debate that I kept seeing. That was all kind of funny this weekend. And, my primary news source is Kind of Funny Games Daily, so I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, so Sonic Colors Ultimate. This had been rumored a while ago that we were getting a Sonic Colors Ultimate Edition. I think it got rated in like Taiwan or something like that. And yeah, as it turns out, the rumors are true. We are getting Sonic Colors Ultimate. That's cool. Sonic Colors, I will defend as the best 3D Sonic game. Yeah, sure, if you like Generations and more, or if you like that 50% of... The 50% of Unleashed is better than Colors. That 50% of Unleashed that is good is better than Colors. However, it's that other 50% that I can't just forgive. Sonic Colors is a good quality throughout. I'm not going to say it's the most amazing game ever, but it's a decent quality throughout, which is more than I will say about Generations. Because while Generations, I think, starts strong, by the end, it starts to fall apart. Right? Colors is solid all the way through. That's something I'll give Colors. The best 3D Sonic game. I mean, yes, there is some competition, but it's not that much competition at the end of the day. It really isn't. Yeah, so Sonic Colors Ultimate, that's cool. I'm glad, right? There's this pre-order thing with like a baby Sonic keychain from the movie. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. The nice thing about this, right? So it's a remake, and I've seen people complaining about because of course, right? I say Pokemon fans are fans who would not be satisfied with or gluttons who would not be satisfied with all the riches of heavens. Something is kind of similar with Sonic. They are also, right, I'm not going to say they're gluttons who would not be satisfied with all the riches of heaven. I wouldn't go that far, but they have been beaten. Like, Sonic fans have been beaten and abused. God, watch the JonTron videos. Those are some of my favorite videos on on YouTube. Are the 3 JonTron videos about, I think one is Sonic Generations, one is Sonic Colors, and I think the other one is Sonic R, or one of the Sonic racing games. They're really fucking good videos. Really funny stuff. But yeah, Sonic fans have been beaten and abused. Not to the point of like the dead do not speak to the living like Star Fox fans, even though they've arguably gotten worse treatment than Star Fox fans, because Sonic games aren't good. Sonic as an IP is good. Sonic games are not good. Zelda has Sonic, that's one... Zelda games with the exception of the 3 CDI games, which I dare even count, there are no bad Zelda games. Sonic, a majority of the Sonic library is meh to bad, to really bad. But yeah, Sonic Colors is one of the good ones. And it getting a remake, because Sonic Colors was also exclusive to the Wii. It never came out on any other system, and so this is the first time it's coming to PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. So, right, of course, people are not satisfied with this port, but it's a fine-looking port, I think. Yeah, the colors seem to be a little bit more muted, but you know what? It's Sonic Colors. It's one of the good ones. Also, it's only $40. Like, I know people have been getting on Nintendo shit for releasing Skyward Sword HD at $60. Yeah, the Sonic Colors remake is only $40. So it's cheaper. And it's a budget title. Yeah, and again, yes, Nintendo maybe should have put Skyward Sword cheaper, but you know how fucking Nintendo plays. Then it kind of like how Disney is supposed to be its own like seal of quality. Anything Disney puts their names on is supposed to be good. That's not true. Nintendo is supposed to be the same way. That's also not true. But Nintendo sure likes to act like it is. That's why Nintendo games never go on sale, because they love the smell of their own farts, right? They walk around like their farts don't stink. Oh, Simpsons, how much I love you. But yeah. So yeah, Sonic Colors is cool, right? And Roger Craig Smith is voicing Sonic again. My guess is they wanted Ben Schwartz to be the new voice of Sonic, and he said no. I mean, he'll probably be Sonic in the new the second Sonic movie, but he will not be the new voice of Sonic. Which, you know what? I like Roger Craig Smith, right? I like most of the voice cast for Sonic. I like Colors. Colors has some it's a game about a blue hedgehog fighting an egg person intended for children. And to that end, it's got some fun writing. Eggman is really funny in that game. Again, you know what? I'll just say Eggman is just funny in that game. Just in general, I think the writing on Eggman in that game is really good. Not always like like at one point they call him oh, what do they call the Wisps have like a stupid name for Eggman that they use throughout the game, and I'm not talking about that. Specifically because Sonic Colors takes place in like an amusement park, and you know how like in amusement parks they have like the overhead speakers that like make announcements. In the game, in the background, Eggman can be heard, like in the menus, Eggman can be heard making announcements, and those announcements are really fucking funny. There are some really good ones in the game. I recommend you look it up. But yeah, there was also in the presentation there was a ton of like Sonic crossovers. Like I guess the game like we had Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. But there's also an official, like, non-Mario related, just Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games game. And I guess there's, like, a person in, like, a Sonic mascot costume who will be playable in that game. Okay. Again, we have an entire Tokyo and Mario Summer Olympics game. They don't traditionally sell that well. Well, okay, I think the 2010 Winter Olympics game did, but like other than that, they don't really sell that well. Even though I love them I love the concept of Mario versus Sonic games. Super fun in concept. But yeah, so Sonic's gonna be in that. The game 2 Point Hospital, I guess is published by Sega or something, because Sonic is going to be in 2 Point Hospital, which is kind of weird. I don't know. 2 Point Hospital is like a kind of like when you're like simulation, like, hey, you know how like, oh, like Prison Architect or Roller Coaster, right? In Prison Architect, you make a prison. In Roller Coaster Tycoon, you make an amusement park. Well, you make roller coasters, but you make an amusement park. Yeah, 2 Point Hospital is that, but you make a hospital. It seems like a fine enough game. I've seen people like it. I don't know. Besides Roller Coaster Tycoon, I really have never gotten into simulation games like that. I've played some Sims. I did actually get into Prison Architect, but once I stopped, it was impossible to get back in. Same thing with SimCity and/or City Skylines. You play it for a little bit, you have fun, and then it's just once you stop, it's impossible to get back in. At least that's how I feel about it. Yeah, there was a bunch of other Sonic merch stuff. There's some toys by Jakks Pacific, some key rings, like some jewelry, some commemorative coins or whatever, you know, shit like that. Again, this was a 13-minute presentation, and I'm assuming people wanted more from it. I'll be honest, I assume people wanted more from this presentation, especially at the end, because the last two announcements. So they announced that we're getting a Sonic game collection that's coming with Sonic 1, right, the original Sonic, which is a game I stand by doesn't hold up, right, kind of like the first Pokemon. So the original Sonic just doesn't hold up. It just doesn't hold up. Sonic 2, however, does, and yeah, the collection's got Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, which I guess this is like one of the first time Sonic 3 is being like released without, because normally it's Sonic 3 in Knuckles, but I guess this collection is, from the looks of it, it's going to have Sonic 3 and it's going to have Sonic and Knuckles, which is the first time that's happening in a while. Because like when I played it, I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And it's going to have Sonic CD, which is another good Sonic game. So yeah, it's just another Sonic collection. I saw people getting pissy about this because, you know, Christian Whitehead put games like Sonic CD on mobile devices. So I saw people getting pissy about this collection that, oh, I can already play these games on my phone. I don't need to play them on consoles. Yeah, fuck off with that. You know, this was kind of inevitable. It's kind of like, you know, the Mario All-Stars thing. This was just something that was gonna happen. Yeah, you know what? Sure. We don't know price. I don't think it comes out until 2022. I have no proof, obviously, but I'm pretty sure this is a thing that's not happening until next year. So that's a ways away. Oh, no. You know what? I'm not going to sabotage my team. I'm going to let them get through. But yeah, so Sonic Collection, sure. A lot of people were really hoping we would get a Sonic, like we knew about the Sonic Colors remake, but a lot of people were hoping that, hey, maybe we'll get a Sonic 3D collection. Kind of like how Mario got a 3D collection. Wouldn't it be cool to get Sonic, basically like the Mario 3D collection, but instead for Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, in Sonic Heroes, in maybe Generations and or whatever, right? Well, I think it was people wanted those three. They want remake. People really want remakes of Adventure 1 and 2. I think Adventure 2 are games that have not aged well. Yeah, at the time they were neat. Hey, look, it's this map again that I've never even gotten close to beating. Yeah, at the time, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were neat. In the grand scheme of things, they're terrible games. I'm gonna fucking say it. You know what? If you like them, good for you. They're terrible. They have aged so poorly. Chow Garden's fun, but that's not that you don't sell games on Chow Gardens. And you know what? I get the desire for that port. Sonic 30th anniversary is still has a lot to go. Maybe you'll get your port after all, right? Who's to say? But I get the desire for this, especially because, I don't know, right? Because you got such big things with the Mario ports. So I know people were really hopeful that we would get some, because, again, this is only a 13-minute presentation. People were hopeful we would get more. And we didn't. And so on that end, people are disappointed. But yeah, them just releasing the OG Sonic games, I get it. Right? The OG Sonic games make money. I get that. And we're getting colors and yeah. Yeah, no, a port, like a collection that has Sonic's 1, 2, and, oh god, and Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and Heroes in it. I swear there's one, maybe Shadow the Hedgehog, probably not. Maybe Shadow the Hedgehog, I know that would make some people happy. I don't know. Personally, I could care less, but hey, if people want them, you know what, you might as well do them. And then there's the final. You know what? I'm gonna take a minute to focus on this. Anything else from the Sonic presentation? Toys. So you know what? I guess we'll talk about this last thing, but I do want to show some stuff. I do want to show the trailer for this last thing, and then we're going to talk about it. I haven't actually pulled up the trailer. I have to go do that. Oh, wow, we actually beat this one. Fuck yeah, we actually beat this one. Oh, that's cool. Of course, we're not going to qualify, but... there's the 4chan post. Okay, I want to get that 4chan post up. But I want to... YouTube... So I want to show this trailer, because this is... So this is how the presentation ended. Sonic teaser 2022. Maybe that'll get us it. There's a Game Explains thing. Oh, Profusa Gaming's got it. Yeah, I hate Profusa Gaming. Let's do IGN. Oh, ad. It's really short. It's a really fucking short trailer. So this is the trailer for the new Sonic thing. I'm just gonna show this. Oh, we're doing rock and rollers. Sonic Team. Oh, we got knocked out. Oh, fuck, I didn't even realize we got knocked out. Oh, shit. Oh, and it is coming to Switch. Okay, that was confirmed, and it was 2022. So while we're... You know what? We've got a second. So, I do want to... Let's talk about this, shall we? So, when I saw this, my first thought was Zap. Right? Z, you got the Z, you've got an A, and you've got a P. Right? Zap. So the new, right, and like people, like there were some people who were like, why is nobody calling it Sonic Zap? That seems like a very obvious name, right? Sonic Zap. new Sonic Team game. Because they didn't give us a name, they didn't give us a release date or anything. All we got was Sonic Zap. So it was like, what the shit is this? Sonic Zap? Now, we do know the actual name. Or at least we are pretty sure we know the actual name. But I actually had the idea of what the name was going to be before they said it. Because, okay, watch this. So, right, we see all this weird pixely stuff. But then, as we come up here, he runs around and he makes a ring out of the blue. Right, so he, out of his speed, and you got all the pixel particles, he makes a ring. Now, when you think ring of blue like that, what do you think? My first thought is a little sort of well-known-ish game called Pokémon Rangers. There were 3 Pokemon Ranger games. They were all on the DS. Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Omnia, and Pokemon Rangers Guardian Signs. I had Guardian Signs. If you want to know more about these games, go watch Jaden Animations did an amazing video talking about them. Just the second one, Shadows of Omnia. Go watch that video. It's super entertaining. Really nice work. But in it, the game Pokemon Rangers games are all about drawing blue circles to capture Pokemon. And what does Sonic do in this trailer? He draws a blue circle. So my first thought was, hey, it's like Pokemon Rangers, Shadows of Omnia. Ha ha ha, isn't that funny? But then you see the title, Pokemon or Sonic Zap. Or then you see Zap, and it's, okay, this is next year. This is all, again, that Sonic Collection thing, because I think the Sonic Colors Ultimate comes out in like September. The Sonic Collection, though, comes out next year. And this is also next year. A lot of people were hoping this was going to be this year. Because, again, Sonic Team was kind of building towards announcing a new Sonic game last year. And then nothing just ever happened out of it. And so a lot of people were like, hey, kind of like what we're hoping with Nintendo. They didn't announce much last year, so maybe this year we'd get a bunch of stuff. But I think this is a good indication that the fact that it's not coming out until next year, yeah. Ugh. How long into next year? Who knows? Who fucking knows? But we know this is all we got. We got this trailer. We got some we got Sonic running with like weird pixels. The actual design of Sonic. This looks so. Sonic has done like this weird multiverse thing recently, where it was originally time travel. Sonic Generations introduced it as time travel. That there was modern Sonic and they were classic Sonic. They're the same Sonic, but they're from like, one is like a younger Sonic and he eventually grows up into modern Sonic. And then Forces made it like broke it up. Instead of time travel, it's now alternate dimensions. And classics, like the original 5 Sonic games, Sonic's 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles and CD, exist in one timeline. And every game like Adventure 2, Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, all the other bullshit ones, Colors, Generations, they exist in a separate timeline. I think that's how Forces established it, and it's fucking stupid. But people look at this Sonic design, and it looks like a mix, right? Because part of it feels like it's the shorter Sonic, right? Like right here, he looks kind of like the shorter Sonic that you see in the classic Sonic. But in some other scenes, I know there's something to do with arm color also distinguishes. I think this is supposed to be like the modern Sonic, but it's hard to tell. Like, who fucking knows? But yeah, almost immediately, like, there were uploads of this trailer. And in the uploads, there was talk of what this game, right? The uploads labeled it Sonic Rangers. Right, so it was like, hey, or there was some like data mine for like files or whatnot, and the files called this Sonic Rangers. So it was like, okay, well, we got a new Sonic Rangers, right? And then we got this fucking 4chan post. So after that name, Sonic Rangers, which later on Sega themselves would in a press release use the name Sonic Rangers. So Sega would later on, confirm that this was an official like name or whatever. But yeah, so we got this. As for Sonic Rangers, it seems someone mentioned the game back in January on 4chan. Take this with a grain of salt. They discuss Breath of the Wild inspiration. They move from the trailer being a spin cycle skill tree and more. So I want to read this. So this is our information on this. And I want to read this 4chan post. This and that stupid Powerpuff Girls script leak, which I don't plan on talking about tonight, but I have read it. And it's bad, but it's not the worst thing I've ever read. Not by, like, I've read some terrible fucking fan fiction, but it's bad, that Powerpuff Girl script, but I did read it, yeah. But yeah, so, okay, so this guy, Anonymous 4chan, right? You know, 4chan, every 4chan leak is fake, but every real leak I've ever seen has come from 4chan. But yeah, so it did a focus test for a new Sonic game called Sonic Rangers, which is an open-world adventure game which takes heavy inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Did a demo, 20-minute long exploration in open world with a final boss battle. I'm assuming this is, when they say final boss battle, I'm assuming they're just talking about, like, the first boss. Like, they just don't, right? It seems like a final boss battle, but this is just the first boss. So its open world is populated with small enemies, puzzles, and platforming challenges. Completing puzzles, challenges, enemies, rewards XP, which can be redeemed in a skill tree. Skill tree unlocks abilities like Spin Cycle, where you hold Y and Sonic starts tracing a line behind them. If you finish a circle attack, all the enemy... If you finish a circle, it attacks all the enemies inside the circle. Again, it kind of reminds me of Pokemon Rangers. Lock-on attacks return. There are bosses spread throughout the open world. Defeating them grants orbs. I'm assuming that when he says bosses, they're more like mini-bosses. If you get enough orbs, you can go to cyberspace. Again, in this trailer, we see, like, blue pixely bullshit. Right there, right? Blue pixels, like lines. That's their cyberspace. Cyberspace levels are generation style, and the music goes hard. So it's Sonic. The music's always good in Sonic, right? Beating them fast enough grants you a Chaos Emerald. Exploration and combat was super boring, very button mashy, but whatever. New voice acting by Roger, and no one else was present, so they're definitely sticking to the general theme at least. Now for the finale, the final boss, I think, again, I'm just assuming this is like the boss of like the first world or whatever. I doubt this, just based on the description, this doesn't sound like a final boss, but yeah. After gathering all the emeralds, you can go through a thick fog that you couldn't before in the open world. A gigantic tree robot thing is the boss. Fly around it as supersonic, utilizing spin cycles and other abilities, mainly mashing buttons. Can't take damage on a timer of rings. A ghost girl refills your ring count multiple times. Demo ended after defeating the boss. Game is still definitely early on, but it was rough. Not a fun time from what I played. You know what? So this is like ending with the tree robot. There's a post. I think it's a 4chan post where it's like Sonic fans, right? It's Sonic fans getting angry because they have to replay Green Hill Zone for the 30th time. Meanwhile, Kirby fans have fought the same tree for like 30 years and they love it, right? And for some reason, just seeing the tree boss, that's what it reminds me of. God, I wonder if I can find that post real quick. But yeah, so this looks like this is our 4chan leak from January 6th that talks about the game, and a lot of details like the name and whatnot seem to be accurate. So this looks like it's our new Sonic game. Some of this stuff I kind of like, right? Like this like tracing thing to like defeat enemies in like a circle. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, right? It's like, and the idea of it being a Breath, because again, Ocarina of Time is the most influential game of all time. Breath of the Wild is becoming that to the modern era. More and more games are taking influence from Breath of the Wild. And so the idea of like a Sonic open world game, kind of like, and yeah, where like it's this giant open world that you can run around, sounds fun, right? Like a giant, like maybe like I don't know, part like the way this trailer makes it sound like you're exploring like one of the Mario Odyssey sandboxes or like Mario 64. I kind of hope it's a little more, it's more like Breath of the Wild where it's just this giant open world where you can go everywheres, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, so he describes it as boring, right? The combat's, where was it? Exploration and combat was super boring, very button mashing, it was rough, and again, the game doesn't come out for another year. But, so this is, all we have is this one guy's opinion, and you know what? it seems very on par for Sonic. Again, less than half of Sonic games are good. This doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me. I don't know. Again, you stay cautiously pessimistic, and who knows? I don't know. There are some I like the idea of Sonic Team coming in, taking some risks, doing some interesting things. Why the hell did they reveal whatever the fuck this is? I don't know. Right? I don't know why they didn't just reveal the name. Why the fuck is Zap written here? But you know what? I'm going to stay cautiously optimistic for the time being, I guess. Oh yeah. But yeah, so that's the new Sonic thing. Who knows? Could it be good? Yeah, totally. It's a year away? 100% a year away. That's a while to go. That is a while. It truly is. But we shall see. We shall see in due time. But yeah, I don't know. The trailer gave us nothing. Overall, I know a ton of people were super fucking disappointed in the Sonic presentation. Personally, I think it's fine. I thought it was fine. I got Sonic Colors, and the way they talk about it makes it seem like we're going to get more Sonic presentations later in the year. This is not the last Sonic presentation. We're going to hear more about this game. We might hear more about other things. Right? Who knows? Some people totally went. Again, E3 is weeks away, and I've already seen people blowing expectations out of the water. Like, no joke, I have already seen people setting expectations to the fucking moon. Because we didn't have an E3 last year. So, of course, people want something huge this year. And yeah, I've already seen expectations to the moon, right? But, like Dogecoin, this is going to crash and burn. And this was a present, because like I said, people wanted to actually see the Sonic game, which maybe they should have shown. They should have at least given a fucking title. Right? But I saw people predicting, the 3D Sonic Collection. I saw people predicting Mania 2. I saw some of these crazy predictions. And admittedly, we didn't know it was only going to be 13 minutes long until, moments before it happened. But, I know. People are already setting their expectations to the fucking moon. And eventually, and this is all going to come crumbling down. It's only a matter of time. Correction, it already has. At least for Sonic fans it did, and, well, Pokemon's been Pokemon. Ugh. Ugh. But Nintendo, we'll see about Nintendo. And we'll see about Xbox. Because, I also didn't have this written down anywhere, but, Xbox, I saved a tweet. The Xbox in Bethesda Game Showcase is June 13 at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and 6 p.m. I think that's British Standard Time? So yeah, that's also 11 Mountain and 12 Central. So yeah, that's when the Xbox Showcase is. Eventually, again, this is all gonna happen. God, I have so many saved tweets. God, I've been trying to keep track of things. But next up, we got Horizon. Right, so we had the Sonic presentation in the morning. Then a few hours later at around noonish, we had the Dying Light presentation, which I did not watch. I was doing other things. And then 2 hours after that, we had the Horizon Zero Dawn State of Play. Or Horizon Forbidden West. So right, Horizon is a game I have played. I put a few hours into it. And then just got sidetracked on other things. And I always want to go back, and yet I haven't. I really need to. But we got our reveal trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. Or we got our big gameplay trailer. I've never seen that Wi-Fi symbol down there in the bottom. Huh, I wonder what that is. Does that mean unstable connection? It might. But yeah, we got our trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. or we got our big gameplay thing. So I recommend you watch the thing for yourself. I'm not going to show it here, obviously, but it was very good. It's very scripted, kind of like, you know how like when you look back at like previous years E3s, and you watch that trailer for The Last of Us 2, you know, the one where she's going around killing all the people, and she kills the girl with the Vita, right? You know the trailer, right, where it's like very scripted, or the Spider-Man PS4 reveal trailer that has him. Does he fight Mr. Negative in that? Where like the crane with the thing is swinging through the city, right? And it's like it's a very scripted thing. That's kind of how this felt. This was very scripted. And maybe part of that's just this is an E3 thing, right? Maybe that's just totally like, hey, or this is, because Sony's not participating at E3. I mean, they might do some stuff at Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. We know they are. But, right, like, they're not doing anything at E3, and they're probably going to throw out things here and there. But yeah, this is our Horizon Forbidden West. This is them throwing out some information on that. And to that end, yeah, no, this was really good. I think this, I don't know. I did not get a PS4 until about a year ago. It's been about a year and like 5 months now. But yeah, and it did come with Horizon Zero Dawn, but instead I just played Spider-Man PS4, and then I 100%ed that. And I started Horizon and then moved on to other things. God, I really need to play Horizons. Ugh. Because from what I played, I liked. I just need to play more of it. But yeah, this new Horizon Forbidden West looks great. They showed off some of the new stuff. There is a paraglider, right? There's like this electronic glider. There's a hook shot. I've been thinking, I don't know if I've ever said it, and I know I'm not the only one, that the new Breath of the Wild 2 is probably going to have a hook shot in it. Because for some reason the first Breath of the Wild didn't. So it would only make sense if Breath of the Wild 2 had a hook shot. But Horizons has a hook shot. And yeah, it's got a paraglider now. And yeah, the trailer has Aloy. You see the swimming in the water. They fight this robot woolly mammoth thing. They fight some other humans. There's a very, like, again, it's a lot of cinema. Aloy talks a lot more than, like, you'd expect, because again, the sequence feels kind of scripted. Not like EA, you know, like when the famous one I think of is when EA showed off Anthem, and it was like super scripted, super forced. I'm not talking about that. Like I said, I'm comparing it to that Spider-Man PS4 or The Last of Us 2 demos or gameplay showcases. But to an end, as a means to an end, this looks really good, right? I'm super interested in this. God, I need to finish Horizon. But it looks really good. I like the paraglider. I like the climb. There is climbing, not in like the sense of Zelda, right, where you can climb anything, but like you can like use a scanner to like learn, kind of like it's more like Assassin's Creed climbing, and you know how you have like the eagle vision. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Destructible cover, of course. There's at one point where like the mammoth just charges through the mammoth charges through like Aloy's hiding behind a stone, and the mammoth charges through that, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. It makes sense that the mammoth could charge through that. But then there's another building later on that the mammoth just sails its way through. There's like sticky stuff you could cover the mammoth in. I don't know. It all around just, and I got stuck. It all around just looks really good. I recommend it's I think it was 25 minutes of gameplay. It takes place in San Francisco, which there's some really nice San Francisco details. I don't know. It looks good. I don't have a PS5, so it's not like I'm going to be playing it, because I'm not playing that on PS4. Like, no, sorry. I considered picking up Miles Morales on PS4. Nah, I didn't do it. I'd rather pick it up on PS5. I did actually pick up a PS4 game. I picked up Dreams. PlayStation is doing their Days of Play sale, and I have been I know Game Builder Garage comes out in like a few weeks, but I've been thinking about getting Dreams, especially after that episode of The Blessing Show, and I was like, you know what, I should get Dreams, and I saw it was on sale for like $10, and I was like, I can't turn that up, so yeah, I bought it. Also, the other thing is no release date. People were really hoping that, right, we were going to get a release date, because one of the big questions is, are we going to get a release date for this year? right? And because, like, I don't believe God of War. They're saying God of War is 2021. I do not believe God of War is 2021. And I'm assuming a lot of people... I don't even know if Sony said 2021 for God of War. They might have. Like, I legitimately don't remember. But I feel like a lot of people talk about it like it's... Like Sony said it was coming out this year. So I'm assuming at some point they did. Sony said that at some point God of War Ragnarok, which I guess isn't actually the official name. God of War Ragnarok is a working title at the moment, which is interesting. But yeah, I guess people, which I hadn't heard, but there was like, Sony released like these statistics over the weekend. I guess like, it's like 40% of people who play on PlayStation are girls, or females, whatever. Girls, women, females, whatever. Right? That's interesting. That number's gone up a lot. Of course, a bunch of man babies got out and were like, there's no way that many girls play games. Right? All girls know are, tap on their phone, eat hot chip, and lie. I'm a big manly alpha male guy. Look at me. Right? You know, those people came out of the woodworks. So yeah, that happened. But yeah, a lot of people, and yeah, at some point that's when that information came out. But they didn't announce a release date. They didn't say if it was this year. They didn't, because right now it's up in the air. I think they put out an official statement that here's the exact quote. I have it. We don't have an exact release date yet, but development is on track and we'll have updates for you very soon. Right? Because this is how the trailer ended. Oh, look, it's your paraglider. There's your paraglider. There's the mammoth destroying the building. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts sequence. There's some cool shit in here. But yeah, that's how it ended, without a release date. So of course people were like, hey, where's the release date? And yeah, we'll find out. I don't know. If it happens this year, I'm still in the camp. Right? Breath of the Wild and Horizon came out within like 2 weeks of each other the first time. And I think the same is going to happen this time. Breath of the Wild and Horizon are going to come out within 2 weeks of each other. Or probably with, let's say, a month. Let's just be generous. I'm going to make that prediction right now. When is that? I don't know. And of course, the one thing is, I think, because I still think Breath of the Wild is October-ish. I mean, a lot of people have been like, oh, well, with the Pokemon being delayed, does that mean Breath of the Wild is going to be, not with Pokemon being delayed, but with Pokemon in November, is Breath of the Wild going to be in, when is Breath of the Wild? Because a lot of people were speculating Breath of the Wild would be November. Breath of the Wild could be October. You know what? And you know what else Breath of the Wild could be? Breath of the Wild could be December. Nintendo has been in a habit recently of putting out games in November. See, Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Ultimate came out like the first week of December. So I could totally see Breath of the Wild 2 coming out in the first week of December. But I still think it's happening this year. I do think it's happening. I mean, again, we know Microsoft expected it to be released last year. My guess is Nintendo was also aiming for it to be released last year. But then at the last minute, Nintendo changed. And now they've pushed it off. They basically delayed it a year. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. Maybe Microsoft was just like, hey, that was their speculation. And their speculation was wrong. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, good, we got that. We were screwed if we didn't get that. I'll be honest. We were screwed if we didn't. But yeah, so I could totally see it coming out this year. If it gets delayed until next year, March. It's going to be sometime around March. If not, a little later, a little earlier. I don't know. But yeah, I'm still thinking Breath of the Wild and Horizon. They're gonna be interlinked. And I know, right, because I know people are like, well, oh, one's gonna overshadow the other. Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo, again, I think back. For some reason, in my memory, I remember Nintendo, because Nintendo doesn't, like, Nintendo could release Breath of the Wild 2 in, like, early November, and then release Pokemon, like, 2 weeks later. They don't care. Right? Because in my memory, Nintendo releases Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Super Mario 3D World, and A Link Between Worlds on the same day. In my memory, that's how it works. Right? All three of those games release in like late November. Or in like mid-November. I looked it up. No, that's not what happened. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out on the same day. Right? Those two games came out on the same day. The year before, I did not. I was going to check, and then I just ran out of time. I might check after this, because I am kind of curious. But yeah, in my memory, a Pokemon game, Link Between Worlds, and Super Mario 3D World all come out on the same day or within like a few days of each other. Nintendo doesn't care. I mean, and Xbox has even less of a reason to care. Because as long as they're getting people to subscribe to Game Pass, they win. Right? So they could theoretically release a Starfield and Halo Infinite on the same day. And as long as people are coming to Game Pass, they win. That's the gritty truth of Game Pass. And who will that actually happen? Who fucking knows? I don't think Halo Infinite and Starfield are coming out around the same time, but they might. You can never tell anymore. But yeah, that's how it plays out in my mind. And I had the page pulled up, and I just didn't get around to reading it. Because like I said, it's been a long night, and I went and saw a movie tonight. I was actually reading about it while waiting, and I went and bought food tonight. You know, it was 10 o'clock. I didn't have time to cook. But yeah, while I was doing that, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll look it up. And I looked up 2014, and 2014 had those games coming out around the same time. But it didn't have the others, so yeah, who knows. I'll look it up later. I think we're the highest up at the moment. Okay, I'm just gonna focus. Oh wow, we actually won. I actually won a game of hexagons. Like, okay, admittedly one other member of my team was alive. But like, I straight up won a game of hexagons. That's cool. That hasn't happened in a while. I was at the top. I would have won no matter what. That's cool. 2 wins tonight, not bad. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Nintendo doesn't care. Sony does. Sony really, like, if Breath of the Wild were to come out around the same time, they'd probably push it. Nintendo wouldn't. Nintendo don't care. I was looking it up. So let's see. Games released in 2013. Like I said, 2014, it was Pokemon Oras and Smash Bros. Came out on the same day. Right. Let's see. In April, May, June, July, August. I have it up on my phone. I could pull it up, but October. So let's see. Okay, November. Bubsy 3D, the James Turrell retrospective. We Fit You came out in November 2013. Call of Duty Ghost. State of Decay. Tokitori. Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 1 came out on the 12th. Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. Angry Birds Star Wars. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Best Assassin's Creed, by the way. FIFA 14. Just Dance. Killzone Shadowfall in Knack came... Oh, that November 2013 must have been the day the PS4 or 4 launched. November 15th, 2014. Because, yeah, I see a bunch of... Or it must have been around then, because, yeah, I see Knack, Killzone Shadowfall, Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games came out in 15th. Skylander Swamp Force, yeah. The 19th had a few things. 21st... Mario Party Island Tour came out on the 22nd. Super Mario 3D World came out on the 22nd. The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds came out on the 22nd. I wonder... So I guess not. So I guess I'm just thinking of Super Mario 3D World, A Link Between Worlds, And maybe I was thinking of Mario Party Island Tour. All 3 of those games came out on the same day. Did Pokemon come out in October? I think X and Y might have come out in October. Now that I'm thinking about it, Wii Party U came out in October. I'm scrolling backwards. Because didn't Pokemon X and Y? Pokemon X and Y came out October 12th. But yeah, so even with I know nobody gives a shit about Mario Party Island Tour. But yes, Link Between Worlds, Super Mario 3D World, and Mario Party Island Tour all came out on the same date. That's insane. But the fact that Pokemon came out in October makes me think that they might have pushed Pokemon up a month. That in the battle between Link Between Worlds and Pokemon, they pushed Pokemon first. If I had to guess, that's what happened. So we're not actually going to jump back into another game of Fall Guys. We will in like a few minutes. Ooh, I got something sticky on my desk. Ugh. Ooh. Gotta get that out. I have no idea where that came from. I wanted to, next thing, so Horizon Forbidden West, I could see it coming out this year. I hope it comes out this year personally. I think, I've seen a lot of people argue, does PlayStation need a fall game? I think the answer is yes, because look at the PS4's, even PlayStation admitted that the PS4's launch lineup was bad, right? They even admitted that the original Knack was terrible. I know we make our donkey jokes, but no, Knack was bad, right? And that's part of the joke, is that Knack is bad. But, yeah, no, I think Sony is, especially after the success of the PS4, they are aware that you need big hits like Spider-Man, like God of War, to make, like Horizon, even though, and Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima, even though those came out in other months. You need big games to sell a console. And even though nobody can get a PS4 or PS5, you still need a big game for PS4. I think Sony knows that. I know Nintendo knows that. Xbox doesn't, but they're Xbox. Right, you need those big games. You can't just rely on Call of Duty. Okay, so we got a plethora of shit to talk about. I'm gonna open up like a bunch of tabs. Can I? Is there really no way to just open up a new tab? Whatever. So, okay. So, let's just start this off. I've got a bunch of bookmarks here. So, this all starts off on May 26th. So, a few days ago. This, Bloomberg puts out a new report, which I guess we can open up real quick. But it's likely... So, the keynotes here of this thing, assuming it lets me read it. Right, we have all this stuff about about Switch and the new Nintendo Switch. Right, Bloomberg was the one who broke the thing on the Switch, on the new Switch thing, right? They were one of the first people to like break the story about it and that it's coming out. But yeah, and their title is Nintendo plans upgraded Switch replacement as soon as September. Okay. So, but yeah, the main points is likely to be priced higher than the base model, so more expensive than $300. Plans to phase out the base Switch like the new 3DS did to the original 3DS. Okay. Plan to release in September or October, and the reveal is imminent. May be announced ahead of E3. So it's soon, right? The reveal is soon. After I saw this tweet, I posted, I think on Discord or something, that I was like, let's make a bet. The Switch will either be revealed on May 27th, which was this was Wednesday night. So it was going to be, because again, all this shit was happening Thursday. Horizon, Sonic, Dragon Quest. Even though I think this information got revealed after the Dragon Quest show. But yeah, it was all this shit. So it was like, okay, either one of two things is going to happen. So the Switch is either going to be, this new Switch is going to be revealed the 27th, because Nintendo likes to reveal stuff on Thursdays because they're closed on Fridays, or it's going to be released next week on June 3rd. Those were my two predictions. And then Eurogamer corroborates Bloomberg's report and says Switch Pro reveal will happen before E3. One reason for this is third-party devs who want to show off their Pro games at E3. This is perfect reasoning. This is why I think this is happening. Because, yeah, third parties devs want to show off their pro games at E3. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of Switch Pro games, but you know, when a when the PlayStation Pro was announced, there were a lot of PlayStation 4 games or PlayStation Pro games. I don't think there were any PlayStation Pro games, PlayStation 4 Pro, that couldn't play on PS4, just the standard model. But you know, developers were like, when they show off the game, they were showing them off from the PS4 version. They weren't PS4 Pro. They weren't showing off the standard PS4 version, right? Like Cyberpunk. They weren't when they showed off the game, they weren't showing off the PS4 or Xbox version. No, they were showing the PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions. And yeah, this makes sense. If Nintendo wants to show off games, they want people to show off the Switch Pro version. That makes sense, right? Think about it. That makes sense. Like, let's say Ubisoft announces Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2, or as I personally hope, Zelda plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because I think Zelda Rabbids would be more interesting, right? They want to show that running on a Switch Pro and not a normal Switch. And they want to be able to say in the advertising, enhanced on Switch Pro. They want to be able to show that. So, yeah, this reasoning that Eurogamer puts up, that makes sense. But then what happened was, so I guess we gotta scroll back. So, right, the report about the thing. If an announcement is to take place this week, it'll likely be tomorrow because NOA is closed on Friday, thus lowering the chances of a Friday announcement. Okay, makes sense. What's your opinion about it? Will we see the Pro tomorrow or today, or wait until next week? Pure gut feeling, tomorrow, later today. And then Emily Rogers, who is a renowned leaker. They know their shit about Nintendo, right? They're well researched, they're well trusted in the industry. They did that. So it made it seem like, because again, this is still it was the 27th by this point, but it's just past midnight. So it was like, okay, we're getting the Switch Pro on the 27th. Okay. That's what it felt like. And then Andre Segers, think whatever you want of him, but he posted this helpful infographic, which we'll open in a new tab here. That points out console announcements to releases. DS Lite, announced, released 39 days later. DSi, announced, released 30 days later. DSi XL, 23 days. 3DS XL, 38 days. 2DS, 45 days. New Nintendo 3DS, 43 days. New Nintendo 2DS XL, 77 days. Switch Lite, 72 days. So if announced today, it could release on June 19th based on the fewest amount of days, and July 12th based on the average amount of days, and July 12th based on the longest amount of days. And then announced at E3, July 28th based on the shortest, or June 28th, July 28th based on the average, and August 28th based on the longest. Right. And now the one that I always remember is the 3DS XL. I remember the 3DS XL getting announced in, July? And then releasing in August, right? It was such a quick turnaround, even though it wasn't the shortest. Honestly, I don't even remember the Nintendo DSi XL's reveal. I don't even remember that, but wow, that's a quick turnaround. I do remember this one. The new Nintendo 3DS. I do remember that. And this one. Ugh. I don't remember this one being so long, but yeah. My guess, but yeah, that's the big thing. That's your helpful infographic. I think the Switch Pro is going to be the longest. I think it's going to break the 72 days. And yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be announced soon and it's going to break the 72 days, but yeah. Yeah, there's your helpful infographic just to explain things. That's the Sonic thing we talked about earlier. That's the Horizon. Did I skip over anything in here? Emily Rogers. So May 27th came and went, and right before midnight, it's Wario64 posted this, and it was a list. So someone found, the Alpha Beat found a listing on Amazon Mexico for the new Nintendo Switch Pro. This is my guess of how this came about. This is a placeholder. Someone working on Amazon Mexico heard the rumors about the new Nintendo Switch Pro thing. Maybe they even have some information, But they heard the rumors and they were like, you know what? We might as well create a placeholder page. So they created a placeholder page. The person who created the placeholder page chose the name. There is not a chance in hell. I know we make fun of Nintendo for using stupid fucking names. The new Nintendo 3DS, fucking terrible. There is no way. Because this this is the new Nintendo Switch Pro. It makes it sound like, hey, they're using the new name they use for 3DS, but they're all, because people like, the average person has been calling it the Switch Pro. For the Bloomberg report and everything calls it the Switch Pro because it's like the PS4 Pro, right? Just an easy, quick name. And you know what? We've been using the Switch Pro name for so long that it's the name I like. I really hope they just call it the Switch Pro. It's a nice, easy name to understand. But this just combined, right? But then there's people joking that it's going to be called the new Switch, and there's going to be called the Switch Pro. So this one combines both. It's got a placeholder date of December 31st, right down here, right? But it's not. This is just a placeholder. This tells us nothing. This could have just been created by an employee because it was taken down a few hours later, right? It got changed. The name got changed to that. And I love this. I was gonna say let's get excited, but new consoles don't excite me anymore. They bring me pain. Because people use because when trying to get a PS4 or PS5, people use Wario 64, and I do. And I've been able to get one. I just don't have the money because I'm on top of this shit. But yeah, that's where the story ended off. This was right 9:30. We have yet to get another update since then. Nothing happened on Friday. Obviously, and that was all the information. That was like a 24-ish hour period. A lot of shit happened in 24 hours. It was fucking exhausting, to say the least. Because because when Emily Rogers was like, "Hey, it might be tomorrow," and when all those other things were cooperating it, I was like, "Okay, it's gonna be at 6 p.m." I think the original Switch's reveal, which was in October, happened at I think around 6 p.m. So I was like, okay. When I woke up the next morning, it didn't happen, and then I was like, okay, we're not in the clear until like 6. I think 6 Pacific time. 6 Pacific time came and went. I think I even waited another hour, and then we were like, I think Jeff Grubb even posted like, okay, after all this Nintendo craziness, can I finally go to sleep? And then 30 minutes later, this Wario 64 thing on Amazon Mexico came up. So yeah, it's been a very busy week. To say the least, it has been very busy. Yes, do I think the Switch Pro is happening? 100%. Do I think it will be revealed next week on June 3rd? Yes. It might be revealed sooner. But I think for that reason in the Eurogamer article, or whichever one it was, because devs want to show off Switch Pro games, so they're going to want to reveal it before E3. Because Nintendo, so historically, how E3 works is EA in their EA Play event goes first. Then I think usually the next day is Bethesda. Then maybe there's one other thing on that day. But then usually the next day is Xbox in the morning, Ubisoft after that, PlayStation later that night, and then the day ends off with Devolver Digital, and that's usually Monday. Then Tuesday is when E3 normally starts, right? EA starts on EA does their event on like a Friday or on a Saturday. Bethesda does their event on Sunday. Usually there's one other thing that happens on like a Sunday. I don't know. I could pull up a calendar for the previous year. I don't have it off the top of my head, sadly. Oh, not sad. I mean, who cares? But yeah, normally Microsoft and PlayStation used to go on the same day. Microsoft was in the morning. Sony was that night, and PlayStation was somewhere in the middle there. Oh fuck! I forgot to hit the. Oh god! I did not have a time code. Oh, fuck. Whatever. I'll figure out the time code afterwards. I'm still trying to keep track of this stuff. I forgot to click the button. But, yeah, so Nintendo Showcase normally, though, is Tuesday. Usually E3 is a 3-day convention. And Nintendo's showcase is what usually actually opens the convention. Because then they do a few hours of Treehouse. At least that's how it's been in the past, like, 3 or 4 years. Right? Nintendo opens the convention. But it looks like this year things might be different. And the reason... Well, we know Microsoft's presentation is the 13th. Which the 13th is a Sunday. Right? And I'm assuming Nintendo... Nobody else has announced their presentation. Okay, I think Koch Media, which not the Koch brothers, right? Not those, cunts, I guess is the nicest word I could use to describe them. Yeah, not them. But, Koch Media, completely different thing. They published a bunch of games like Time Splitters and whatnot. I think do they own Deep Silver? They own one of those studios. Their presentation, I think, is the 11th. Do we know EA's? I don't know. Cherry, and there's an orange. We're standing on cherry, and there's... I got it. I'm going to need focus for this. God. Oh, I was not even paying attention to the screen. Fuck me. Okay, let's see. We're on watermelon, cherry... Watermelon, cherry. I saw something down there. Watermelon, cherry, grape, orange. Watermelon, cherry, grape, orange. Watermelon, cherry, grape. I'm trying to look up E3, but I'm also trying to pay attention to this. Watermelon, cherry, banana, orange, grape, apple. Watermelon, cherry, banana, orange, grape, apple. Watermelon, cherry, banana, orange, grape, apple. Oh, I think we're on watermelon. Okay, I'm trying to find the E3 2019 schedule. Oh, maybe I just don't have it, showing? Okay, whatever, fuck it, who cares? You know what I mean, right? Nintendo is usually the last showcase of E3, so it makes sense that they would want to reveal the Switch Pro beforehand. Normally, I would think that, my original prediction was they were going to reveal it after E3. Sometime in, like, July, or July, maybe even early August, and it would release in September or October, right? There'd be a month, maybe 2 at most between it. But I think they're going to reveal it now before E3. The reasoning seems solid, and it will release in early September-ish. I don't know if they'll have again, my prediction was Breath of the Wild would come out around the same time. I don't think that's going to happen if it releases in October, then yes, Breath of the Wild 2 will come out around the same time. And I think they're going, in this reveal trailer, kind of like how they showed off Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, with the original Switch reveal trailer, I'm assuming they're going to show off Breath of the Wild 2 and Pokemon Legends Arceus in the Switch Pro reveal trailer. Just makes sense. Maybe hint at that new Donkey Kong game. Maybe save it, or Odyssey 2 or whatever. I don't know. They need to show... I think Breath of the Wild 2 and Legends Arceus would be the safest bets. Right? Give us a little taste before E3. And maybe even end the trailer with, like, hey, stay tuned for E3. Or, like, hey, that's your first look at Breath of the Wild 2. Right? Your first, like, gameplay look. But, hey, don't... Right? You'll see more of it in E3 on June... Whatever, I think 14th is a Monday, or June 14th or 15th, whenever Nintendo Showcase is going to be. I don't know. They haven't announced anything. Again, Microsoft just announced their showcase. And again, Microsoft Showcase has been so vague that is Microsoft Showcase part of E3? Is Microsoft Showcase part of Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest? They're not going to say. I know Ubisoft, I think, said their showcase is part of Summer Games Fest instead of E3. I think they straight up said that, which is interesting. They might have given a date for that. I don't remember. But yeah. I think this is total real. I think within the next week it's going to happen. There is still a semiconductor shortage, which is why PS5s are so hard to get. It's honestly one of the... That and Bitcoin mining are the reason the graphic cards are so hard to get. Well, okay, Bitcoin mining is the real reason graphic cards are so hard to get. God, fucking... The ecological disasters that will result from Bitcoin. Fuck. But yeah, I totally think this is going to happen sometime in the next week. All these, I know there's been rumors, right, in the past, and a lot of them have been complicated. I think this is kind of inevitable. It's only a matter of time. Oh, God, fuck me. That was the stupidest death. Yeah, I think this is inevitable. I do think it's happening next week. It'll be here before we know it. And yeah, I'm excited. This is what when I was talking about like my Switch being broken. It's still, I mean, it can run for about an hour. And it seems to run better in handheld mode. Something about being in handheld mode. I actually seem to get better results from it. I don't know, that's just been my personal experience. Yeah, it gets a little hot, but it's never overheated in handheld mode. Admittedly, I think the longest I've used it in handheld mode is like an hour. But yeah, it's never even gotten close. Which is good. But yeah, I think this is just right around the bend. And yeah, pre-orders are going to go up, and they're going to be a fucking nightmare. Hopefully, I will be able to get one. I'm going to fucking try. No matter what, I'm going to try to get one. And because yeah, I was actually talking to my brother recently, and he was at Walmart, and he noticed they had a bunch of the Animal Crossing Switches, and he knows my Switch is broken, and he was like, "Hey, if you want an Animal Crossing Switch, well, there's a bunch of them, and yeah, you could buy one." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't need an Animal Crossing Switch," even though God, yeah, if I was smart, I would have just used the money I had to buy a PS5. And because I had pretty good luck being able to like get to Amazon before they sold out. I haven't had any good luck in PS Direct, but like actually like whenever like Best Buy or Amazon puts them up, I can usually get them into cart and theoretically check out. And if I was smart, I would have bought one and then I would have scalped it back for like an extra like $100 or $200 and then just bought a new Switch. Of course, at the time I didn't know my Switch was broken. God, if I was smart. I don't want to be one of those assholes who buys like 100, but right, like that one guy, but like just buying one to like make me a little bit of money. If I was smart. If I was smart, I'd do the same thing for the Switch Pro, but I'm not. I'm not an asshole. I know the dredges of working against scalpers. I've dealt with scalpers plenty of times before. I don't want to become one. I don't. Nintendo does not make it fucking easy. There's a semiconductor shortage, and Nintendo is going to make 10 of these things. But I'm going to try to get one. Yeah. E3 will be interesting. That's what I will say for the moment. E3 is going to be interesting. But that's only I mean, again, I think within the next week. By the time we are doing this show next week, we will probably be watching the Switch Pro trailer. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee anything, obviously. But if I'm going to guess, it's only a day away. A metaphorical day, not a real day. It's probably a week away. It's only a day. Oh, did you see that thing where Twitch, I guess, sent out an email being like, hey, you're like talking about like channels being like DMCA striked, and like the way they worded it made it sound like your channel in particular and I guess they sent this email out to everyone, or at least a lot of people, that made it sound like their channels had been like DMCA striked into oblivion. And I was like, oh god, what the, because like I mean Twitch deletes my VODs after 2 weeks. Like, well, yeah, there's no, what the fuck is this talking about? I guess, you know, Twitch just took down a bunch of streams and they sent out a mass email to everyone, and it was just kind of poorly worded. Because, you know, Twitch has become... Yeah, it's complicated. again, I hope, like, did you know if you have a podcast on Spotify, you can use any song on Spotify? Because Spotify worked out a deal with the record industry. Yeah, Twitch has Amazon Music. They need to get they need to work out a deal like that. Like, YouTube has its own DMCA problems that are probably theoretically worse, but it's bad all around. Nah. I guess let's do WIBE next. Alright, let's get into WIBE. Nothing's changed. I have not been playing video games at all, except for Just Cause as I work through Tasmania. Right? I am up to episode 28 of Taz. I think I just finished 28 yesterday. Taz Graduation has 38 episodes in it. I'm 10 episodes away. Will I be able to finish 10 episodes in 3 or 4 days? No. But probably by next week I will have finished Taz. I will say that. By next week I will have finished Taz. Hopefully. It's definitely picking up steam recently. Oh god. A lot of shit has happened. I always forget where we leave off week to week. Did we talk about, there was the trial of the Commodore. Spoiler alert for up to episode 28 of Taz. The Commodore showed up. They were going to plan a war. They went to court, and they were able to defeat the Commodore in court. They went through a hell dimension, which was kind of fun. But then they decided, like, you know what, we're going to assassinate Gray. There was a scene in I know this didn't happen. I know this happened sometime. They went to the bar, and they learned about lying, and there's a really good scene in there. Oh god, these guys all have the same, they're all on a team. There was a great scene at the bar, yeah, that's for sure. They helped the turtle librarian, whose name I don't remember, at the library, and they helped him do stuff that I don't. He was looking into the Demon Prince, and they go rescue him in the dungeon, and that's a really good scene of them all fighting. Oh god. Fitzroy gets kidnapped by Rainier's father, who is the Lich King, and that entire the sequence of him in the dungeons, yeah, it's kind of fun. But I love the conversation between Fitzroy and I don't remember Rainier's father's name, but he's the Lich King, and like the whole Rainier is one of my favorites. I've said it before. Rainier is one of my favorites, and I'm glad they're doing more stuff with her. I like the whole thing about her and Fitzroy, like, because she likes him, but Fitzroy's asexual, so nothing's gonna go on, but I still kind of find it funny. I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. That whole scene was good, and then as I'm watching the scene, I'm like, wait a second, weren't they not supposed to leave the school unless Gray told them they could? And then sure enough, the second they get back to school, they're dealing with the consequences of that. And that was really good. Them dealing with the Hellhounds. And then, like, Argo being mind controlled. Argo is still my least favorite, but I'm like, I don't know, he's been more manageable recently, I guess is what I'll say with that. But, what else? And then I think that leads us to 27 or 28. Oh, we still need to hug a person. Ew. They go down into the Godscar Chasm. They meet Order. They find out that Order basically wants to Thanos them. I'm listening, and like Order's like, hey, we're gonna start the war. We're gonna change the cycle into chaos. Right? Chaos. I'm so tired of living. Chaos is gonna take Order. We're gonna start the war, and it's gonna kill millions. But he like won't say how many, and I'm like, oh, I bet it's gonna kill like half the people. Oh my god, he's Thanosing them. By starting the war, he's basically going to snap half the population in this war. So that way, like, to destroy the system, and that's way, because a big part of the show has become, like, destroying capitalism, which, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. Proletariat liberty, man. Yeah, let's fucking go. And yeah, so the whole, like, yeah, Gray is trying to wipe out half the population to start a new phase, to, like, because the whole system of heroes and villains is broken, capitalism sucks, And yeah, and then episode, I think 28, ended off with them being like, well, you know what, we're gonna, even though they tell Gray, or Order, they tell Order that he's gonna like keep their magic or whatever. Right, they tell Order takes Fitzroy's magic, but is like, oh yeah, we're gonna work for you still, right? But of course they're lying, and they're like, we're gonna betray Chaos, we're gonna betray Order, we're not gonna do this war, but we're going to have to destroy the Heroic Oversight Guild, we're gonna have to destroy the school, and to do that, as part of their end game, they're going to need Gray's help, because Gray is destined to lose the war, and he's not gonna like that. And I'm like, that's a great ending. And I think that was where the last episode ended off. Because then after that, the next episode is the Amnesty Halloween special. Which I have not listened to. That was the episode I was supposed to be listening to today. But instead, I watched the Good Morning from Hell live game show thing. Which was super fun. I really liked it. That was fun. The VOD of that will be up next week. Oh god, so earlier in the week on like Monday or Tuesday, I talked about Chumped, the live Chumped with the Takeout Crew on Wednesday. It was everything I dreamed it would be. Oh fuck, that was everything I dreamed. That live Chumped with Michael Jones, Meg Turney, Alfredo Diaz, and Jackie Butler, the Takeout Crew. Fucking phenomenal. I loved it. Maybe the best episode of Chump so far. Go look it up, right? That's my recommendation. Go watch that. It was fantastic. It was everything I wanted it to be. But yeah. And yeah, the Good Morning from Hell live thing was pretty good. But yeah, because of that, I didn't get around to an Adventure Zone today. I probably won't get around. I'm probably going to skip today. Again, even though, again, I've been doing 2 episodes a day recently, but I'm actually like 3 days ahead, 3 or 4, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm a few days ahead, then other times I only feel like I'm ahead like a day, and then the whole, like, because things like Dadlands, the Amnesty Halloween special, the Adventure Zone kind of throw things into the mix. But my hope is that in the next 7 days, I can do 10 episodes. I think that's totally possible, so that's what I'm aiming for at the moment. Meanwhile, while I've been doing all that, I've been playing Just Cause. I don't think I will be 100%ing Just Cause, because, there are a bunch of, like, time trial missions, and so far, playing the game, I've just been like, you know what, I'm just trying to get 3 stars. Or instead of stars, they're gears, and you can get a total of 5 gears per mission, and they unlock like upgrades and like a skill tree. So far, I think you can get every upgrade, or at least I would assume by getting at least 3 stars in every mission. At least it feels like I can get most of them. And there are just some missions I cannot do. Like there are some missions I can barely get 3 stars on. But yeah, my goal was to get 3 stars on every mission. I've done that. I have liberated every district. I'm presuming the DLCs. Did I talk about last week? I did the DLC where I went out and went to like this other island, and I liberated this island, and I got a mech suit, and like I have this robot suit that has like a laser cannon and like an electromagnetic cannon that can like shoot lightning out of it and pick up objects. And I got this mech suit, and it's just causes general havoc that like destroys all sorts of shit. Really cool. And then I did another DLC where you like go like from like naval base to naval. There's like these, what are they called? Like not oil rigs, but they're like these like water like artificial islands. And you go and you like liberate the 5 islands, and then you do like this big mission in like the center island, and for completing it you get a lightning gun. So I did that yesterday, I think, and I got the lightning, which I think is also one of the DLCs. I got the lightning gun. Lightning gun is pretty cool. But yeah, I've got a few story missions to go, but I've liberated all the districts. I'm going around getting all the collectibles. Like there's like collectible audio logs, collectible shrines, collectible, like, weapons parts or whatever. They're like these buried, like, weapon parts that you can, like, combine to make, like, a better weapon. I don't know. I have a laser cannon now, so I don't really need them. But I'm doing them. And I'm in the middle of working through getting all those right now. I've basically done the main island and the, basically the game can be divided into 3 islands. I've done the main island. I've done, or the big island, which is the 3rd island. I've done the 2nd island, and now I'm just going back and doing the 1st island. And getting all the collectibles there, and then I've got a few more story missions. Plus, there seems to be one more DLC that will give me a jetpack, which is, okay, I'll take it. Again, I'm at the point where I don't need it, because I've liberated all the districts and done all that. But yeah, there seems to be like this floating like sky island thing, because there, in the thing with the lightning gun, there was like this robot artificial intelligence that eventually like gained sentience and like killed everyone. Like, yeah, that happened. But I'm enjoying Just Cause 3. I own Just Cause 4 already, so I'm probably gonna play that. I have Dreams now. I haven't downloaded it. I just own it. At some point, I'm gonna boot that up. Again, school starts in, I think it's in like a week. School starts in just a few days for me. It's like right around the bend. So yeah, that's right around the corner. But yeah, my goal is, but I should be able to finish the Adventure Zone before school starts. And yeah, oh god, that's basically all I did. I did read a book at one point, but we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, nah. I did read a book. So I'm thinking of becoming recently you try to diversify your interests. And recently I saw this thing for these candles. I've never bought candles before. Just, nah. I mean, in theory, I like the idea that, right, like candles and incense, and I'm like, oh, you can like light them up and like do stuff with, and like they have like good smells. And I saw this thing for candles, and it's like, oh, it's this local company here in Denver, and they make these candles, and like they look pretty good, and they have some interesting smells. Like, I have one that's a chocolate chip cookie, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy some fucking candles. And they came in today. They smell very interesting. I went and, I found my lighter, and it's empty, so I have to go get a new one. But I have matches, but I'm not gonna light matches. Yeah, I have a box of, not Strike Anywhere matches. Do they even make Strike Anywhere matches anymore? Yeah, I have a box of matches, but nah, I'm gonna go get like a lighter or something. But yeah, my candles came in this morning, and I don't know, maybe we'll talk about it again next week, like once I've smelled them all and like see like if they're any good. But yeah, I'm kind of like how I'm becoming a theme park guy by listening to, oh god, I have been binging Defunctland, Yesterworld. I haven't listened to yesterday's episode of Annual Pass. But I've been listening to Annual Pass. I'm becoming a theme park guy. Admittedly, I've known this for like a year now. Or at least a few years, because I've been watching Defunctland for a while now. But like after being like locked in your house for a year, you want to go out and you want to seek adventure in the great world or whatever the fuck. And I think I'm becoming a theme park guy. So that's interesting. And yes, but yeah, I've been on a Defunctland kick recently. And I've just been watching a lot of classic Defunctland. Not all of them, obviously, but a fair bit of Defunctland, fair bit of Yesterworld, some of my favorites. Even though the one I have been avoiding is the one about Disney's not Disney's Great America. It's Disney's America. It's something like that. The Defunctland episode. Because one time I I had headphones on, and I was baking bread. And I put on the Defunctland Disney's America in the background while I was baking bread, right? jamming. I might have had headphones. I might have just been playing it through like a speaker or whatever. While I baked my bread, and like I needed it right while I was making it, while I was kneading it. And for some reason now, I will always associate that episode of Defunctland with baking bread. So it's like, if I'm going to listen to that episode, I'm going to bake some fucking bread. So I've been avoiding that episode. I've actually been considering making tortillas. I haven't made tortillas in a long time. And I was like, you know what, maybe I should make some tortillas. I don't know, I've been thinking of. There's a few things, because you know my quest for pizza dough that has seen some actual good results recently. I made a pan pizza at one point, and it was decent. It was pretty decent, all things considered. So yeah, I am definitely making strides, but, you know, you try your best. God, I was looking it up. What was I? Oh, Defunctland. Disney's America. Defunctland: The War for Disney's America. Yep, that's what it was called. Yep. Because there's also the history of Disney's America scenes, which is it's a good. Again, Defunctland is really good. The production value is fantastic. And yeah, the other one I listen to is Yesterworld. I know there's like a ton of people who do them. And the only like current Disney stuff I really keep track of is, I guess, Annual Pass. Like I know Annual, and like Jax mentioned like other things. I don't listen to any of them. Yeah, it's just not, you know, I don't know. I guess I'm more interested in like the history of these things than like the is going on right now, especially because I don't plan to go anytime soon. Like, I do want to go to that Star Wars land, that Galaxy's Edge, because, yeah, the last time I went to Disney Land or World was, like, 2015, 2016. I think it was 2015. Maybe it was. I don't remember. It's been a while. But, yeah, the last time, it's been a while since I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World. So yeah, I don't know, and I don't plan on going anytime soon, but yeah. I mean, as of this moment, you can't go to Disneyland unless you're a resident of California. Even though I think they're changing that policy next month. Again, I'm taking an interest in them, but I don't plan to go anytime soon. Don't have the money to go anytime soon, more specifically. Yeah, I guess that leads us to our last thing. What's next? So we've been doing Minecraft, and okay, I gotta fucking tell you this. So after I did the Minecraft stream on Tuesday, I did the Minecraft stream, and I was like, okay, am I just terrible, or am I just having bad luck, right? Like, is this really that hard, or am I just having bad luck? So I created a new world, a randomly generated seed. I spawned next to another portal. 3 obsidian. I go about, let's say like 500 blocks away. 500 blocks away, I find, like 3 more obsidian. I instantly had all the obsidian I needed to fill in a portal. I go around a little bit more. I find some more portals. I found a nether portal. I also found out that one of the reasons I was looking for nether portals, and I've been struggling a lot recently. Like, I think I found on attempt number 3, I found 3 ruined nether portals. I found out one of the reasons I'm struggling so much is because they can be buried underground. Right? Like, I did some looking, and sure enough, ruined portals can be underground. I found them in abandoned mine shafts. I found them in the bottom of the ocean. I found one just buried in the dirt. Like, it was, like, honestly, if you didn't know it was there, you'd never be able to tell. I have found some crazy shit. I found just a hole, one at the bottom of a ravine. Just buried in the dirt with, like, no cave systems connecting them. I have found some crazy shit. Honestly, It's dumb. But yeah, I just created another world, and then like I even found a nether portal that only needed a single block of obsidian. All of the, you know how like, right, it spawns the nether portal and a block has a chance of being normal obsidian or crying obsidian. All the crying obsidian was in the corners. It only needed a single block of obsidian and I could light the portal. I went looking around the nether. So I found that and I went looking around the nether. I eventually did find I didn't find a stronghold. I looked for a while. I didn't find anything. So that's still going to be a struggle. And then on my way to the end, right, so I just spawned because I was in creative, flying around, just looking for shit. On my way to find the end portal, I found 2 more ruined nether portals. We just had terrible fucking luck on Monday and Tuesday. That's it. We just had some, we just had some downright terrible luck and found fucking nothing. I'm convinced. But like I was saying on Tuesday, I kind of worry that, well, Minecraft is a good game to stream and play. Like right now they're doing Achievement Hunter's doing You Dead We Dead, where like if one of them dies they all die, and that's been super fun to watch. Like episode 2 just came out on the site today, episode 1 on YouTube. I've been enjoying that series so far, and I enjoy You Dead You Dead, and I like that this season they're going for the that after they switched over to You Dead We Dead, they decided to go for the beacon and the wither instead of going for the ender dragon again. When was the last time you fought the wither, right? So that's interesting. I think the thing though is that while Minecraft is a good game to stream, I just don't think of myself as entertaining streaming Minecraft. I think that's just the truth of it. I don't think I'm entertaining when I do Minecraft. Maybe other people maybe other people see differently. And again, I have like, I still want to do all Minecraft achievements. I mean, the new Minecraft update, the 1.17 update, just got its first pre-release this week. It's coming, it'll probably be out here by like mid-June. Right? By mid-June, we will probably have the new Minecraft update. Maybe the end of June, actually. But yeah, we just got our first pre-release just this week. So yeah, and of course that's not the big update, that's not the big deeper worlds, higher mountains, that's just adding in new blocks, new bullshit. But yeah, that's right around the corner. And when the deeper mountains do come out, I do want to do a series of getting all the achievements, exploring the deeper worlds, right? I think that would be fun. But I just worry that I don't think I'm entertaining doing Minecraft. Then again, part of me doesn't think I'm entertaining at all, but some people like to watch me, so who fucking knows? I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years. Somebody's watched. God. Oops, I hit the mic. But yeah, as of this, yeah, I think that's... So yeah, I don't know. Admittedly, the next time I stream will probably not be until Wednesday. Because I don't plan on doing anything tomorrow. Sunday, I'm busy. Monday is Memorial Day, and I'm busy on the 1st. So yeah, and then again, school starts, or right, summer college starts right around the corner, and who knows what right, again, according to everyone who took those classes last year, it's trial by fire. It's a lot, and it's hard. But who knows? We'll see. Again, my goal is always to get just an in-chat a week. If I do nothing else, in-chat becomes the one stream a week, and other than that, we figure it out. That's my goal. Right, as long as I can do one in-chat a week, we're good. And I still plan on covering all of E3. I don't know exactly how we're going to do that, because who knows how busy I'll be. But somehow I want to figure out a way to cover all of E3, all the conferences, right? Nintendo, Xbox, Ubisoft, the company that protects sexual abusers, whoever else is doing a conference, Bethesda, well, Xbox and Bethesda's is the same conference, it looks like. But yeah, that's my plan at the moment, to do all that. Because I do want to do this Minecraft challenge in theory. Like, in my head, I do want to get this. I'd love to get this done. I'd love for this not to be a failure. But, yeah. And again, I talked about in the one of the Minecraft, how, like, there's a myriad of reasons why I think me just doing Minecraft is boring. And part of it is that just, like, years of watching Minecraft YouTubers and, like, knowing what a good video is. But then also Twitch audience just being very different from the YouTube audience. And part of me struggles to adjust to that, and yeah. I don't know. It's a lot. Yeah, it's been a busy week. I mean, just the past 24 hours, like, all this E3 shit, like, holy crap, guys. It's a lot. But yeah, and then I have a bunch of other games I want to play. Again, some of them, my Switch dock isn't even plugged in right now. I only have so many outlets, and, yeah, I needed the outlet for something else. So yeah, my Switch dock isn't even plugged in right now. Honestly. Yeah, it just, this Switch Pro, I know it's true. But yeah, it's gonna, once we actually get it, it's gonna change. It's gonna be a big deal. Like, to actually be able to, like, play Switch games again. Again, because I was gonna do Skyward Sword, I was gonna do Pokemon Snap. I wasn't gonna do Miitopia, but I was gonna do the other two. And right now, all that's on hold, and I probably won't even buy Pokemon Snap anymore. Maybe one day, but not anytime soon. Did we talk about the Diamond? So, the Diamond and Pearl box arts, they're, like, really high quality. Like, the Dialga and Palkia renders are really high quality. And I guess as part of those renders, so, like, you can see Dialga is, like, made out of metal, and you can, like, see the chinks in the metal, and, like, the damage, and, like, the wear and tear. Same thing on Palkia, like, you can see the wear and tear on the metal, but Palkia in the image is, like, fluffy. Like, Palkia has fur. I personally don't see it. Like, everyone shows the image, like, does the image of, like, Palkia with fur, and I just don't see it the way everyone else does. Like, everyone's like, oh, look, it's fluffy Palkia. Hey, look, Palkia has fur now. Isn't that so adorable? And I don't see it. It just looks like weird, like, bits of metal. I don't see fur, but I guess other people do, so, you know, can I fault them? I don't know. That's just me being weird and not being able to see it. I was looking for the pic, like, I'm looking for something. Give me a second. I'm scrolling through a bunch. We're gonna end off here in a minute. I'm just gonna scroll through like 1,000 images first. Gosh, artists post a lot of art. Oh, I didn't. So, while I'm scrolling, so that Powerpuff Girl. So I read that Powerpuff Girl script. I look it up. Don't actually read it. It's not worth it. But I recommend you at least look it up. There's some stupid shit in that Powerpuff Girls thing. Like, there are some changes that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Little predictable, but you know what? It makes sense. Like, oh, what's the one? They made Buttercup, gay. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's very odd. Like, if you were to make any of them gay, I would think, right, Buttercup's the obvious one. And I'm fine with that. But, like, there's a lot of bullshit. Like, the Powerpuff Girls are, like, a brand. And, like, the professor was actually, like, evil. And, like, forced them to, like, play the brand image. And they're all sluts. And, like, one threatens to leak the other's nudes. And Mojo Jojo is a human now, and it's like there's Mojo, and then he has a son called Jojo, and like the son Jojo becomes like evil, or it's like becomes the mayor, and Miss Bellum is like dated the professor. It's a fucking wreck. They're reworking the show, I guess, but like to do something different. But yeah, it's terrible. I do see, again, I think you could do like an adult Powerpuff Girls script that is good, that is fun, that is interesting, but this ain't it. That leaked Powerpuff Girls script, that ain't it. Because like the actresses they have playing them, the 3 actresses, I actually don't think are that bad. One of them was a Disney girl. The other one was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I don't remember who the third one was. But I'm like, no, these actresses are all fine. They could probably do good jobs in the role. I know people clowned on the costumes as being like Party City costumes. And yeah, and part of me thinks they're supposed to be bad because there's like a promo image of them in like modern day costumes that look a lot better. But yeah, it was terrible. And again, part of it is that it's basically Powerpuff Girls written like Riverdale, and that was never going to work, obviously. But yeah, so that's fucking whatever. I don't know. I read the script because I was curious, because I love the Powerpuff Girls growing up. Go watch the brain dump video on the Powerpuff Girls. It does a good example of like, hey, this is why the Powerpuff Girls works. That it's comedy mixed with incredible violence, and that's what makes it good. I think the video got taken down, but I think someone re-uploaded it at some points. But yeah, go watch that. So yeah, right, like people have been drawing like fluffy Palkia, right? Because there are still bits of metal, but it's like fluffy, and like you can see this is like very clearly fluffy. But you look at like the actual image, and like I just don't, I guess I kind of see like the fluff, right? That there's like hairs, but I just don't see it really. Like this, which is Mana, is a great exaggeration of it, but like looking at the actual image, there's nothing gonna be in there. But yeah, it's just like, I guess I see it, but I also just don't, because Dialga is like flat metal. And I always thought of Palkia as flat metal as well. But no, I guess Palkia is supposed to be fluffy, which, I don't know, it's just weird, and I don't know, it's something people have been talking non-stop about this for the past, like, 3 days, and I just don't see it. I mean, I guess I kind of see it, but I also think that's also kind of the polish of the metal. Because, like, you can see the degrading, like, I'm gonna pull it up one more time. You can see like where the metal has been like worn and torn, and like you can see like it like chipping and whatnot, right? Like that's good. But I don't know, fluffy Palkia is just kind of weird. I don't know. Admittedly, I've always been a fan of Dialga. Dialga's the cool one. Palkia is just kind of whatever. Okay, Giratina is also cool, and so I like Arceus's design. I do. But yeah, I think that's all we're going to be talking about tonight. I won't be back for a few days. Maybe we'll be back with Minecraft. I have a ton of other ideas as well. Maybe we'll just do one of those. I don't know. The stream schedule gets, from June onwards, the stream schedule just goes into fucking chaos, I'll admit. And I don't have any, like, the only thing that's consistent is in chat. In chat is going to be every Friday. Maybe, so we know Microsoft's E3 show is the 13th. So maybe next week, the 4th, right? June 4th, we will do E3 predictions. I don't know, presumably by June, we will have a better idea of like what the E3 schedule is. Because I know Greg Miller, who's hosting E3, has said that the schedule is still changing, right? They're still like working out all the kinks and everything. But hopefully sometime sooner. Oh god. Hopefully sometime soon we will know like what the E3 schedule is, And so maybe next week we will do, if we know what the E3 schedule is next week, we will do E3 predictions. If not, we might wait until the 11th. But as I've actually already written most of my E3 predictions, so those might be next. So that might be next week's in chat. I don't know. But E3 is 2 weeks away. It's coming right around the bend. But yeah, I think, yeah, that's where I'm gonna end off for the day. And yeah, have a lovely Memorial Day, I guess. Yeah, go see your family. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. It's been a while. I'm gonna go see my family. But yeah, take care of yourself. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.